that is not accurate. That's low. But all right. Okay, so you guys can put your heads on the sound test. You're live, by the way. I can slide this. Yeah, this one's with that. Yeah, that's good.
Mic check. Mic check.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's broadcast on CampusNation.com here at Frank Ireland Field, Clinton-Massie High School. Welcome back to Lebanon Road for the second installment of Clinton-Massie football in the 2020 school year. Excited to start tonight's game. Matt Baker here with E.J. Lamb. Say hi to the people, E.J.
Hey, everybody out there in Campus Nation land or watching it, listening to it. Good to have you join in with us, and just real grateful for the big response we had last week, and we are excited about another Friday night in the fall to play some football.
Absolutely. Excited that the OHSAA, along with Governor DeWine, has given the opportunity to these young men and the cheerleaders, the band, everybody to be on the field and participate and be a part of a 2020 season that at one time was on the brink.
It was, and like college is, kind of Big Ten right now is on the brink, whether they can or can't. Fortunately, we had a good week. I didn't see a lot of any difficult issues that we've hit too bad. So it looks like we're going to have some football for a few weeks and a fun, abbreviated season, and then some playoffs here in a few weeks.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to be a playoff atmosphere here tonight because you're taking on the Goshen Warriors. The Goshen Warriors coming from right off of 28 there on Goshen Road, an old stomping ground of myself, actually, as a part of the Goshen Warrior crew for 2 years as administrator in that district, and they do a great job. A bigger school, a little bit bigger than Clinton-Massie, bringing a team onto the field that Coach Greg Miller, their head coach, has said actually his numbers are up. So not just a bigger school in numbers in the building, but he said right now he's pretty heavy in that 9th grade and 12th grade classes, and his numbers, just I said, are a little bit up from where they were last year. He's trying to build a program, and some of the things that he's noticed is that Clinton-Massie has done things the right way for a long time. He's a Clinton-Massie graduate. We'll talk about that in just a second, but he recognizes some things that Clinton-Massie does and says, hey, we're going to mimic some of those, but then we're going to create our own Warrior mentality as well.
Yeah, and if you look at the stats, they've had 5 straight winning years. Since 2015, currently through 2019, had 5 straight winning years, and they're doing it right. They're developing great players. They got a tenacity, a toughness to them. Anytime you play them, at least for Massey, generally it's going to be a dogfight. And so they're doing a lot of things right, and it's going to be a dogfight tonight too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I would say that they would have the description of gritty.
Yeah.
In a positive way, very similar to some of the things we said about Clinton-Massie's behavior last week after they were going down late into the 4th quarter. We said the grit and that perseverance is what got people to believe there at the last moment after that fumble and then eventual score. Goshen would be described in the same way. They're raw, they're gritty, they give the best that they possibly can, and a lot of times, like you said, over the last 5 years, it's been very successful for them.
Yes, it has, and it's going to be like that tonight. I believe we were just talking off air. Goshen got us in 2017. Last year was, one of those. We returned the first kick there at Goshen for a touchdown, a Trampler, and took it back. But then, man, they fought back, and we were just in a battle the whole game. And so there's no love lost between the two teams. So just a reminder, too, if you have friends or family, go tell them to get on Campus Nation. My family got on YouTube last week and found it on YouTube as well. So tell them to get out there, tune in. So text them, call them, say, hey, the game's going to start in just a few minutes, and just enjoy the game with us tonight.
Yeah, CampusNation.com for those that are still joining us and coming on to the broadcast. Clinton-Massie actually is going to take the field now, coming from right to left in the home blue uniforms. So, again, EJ, some of the things that we were to touch base with Coach Greg Miller, the head coach of Goshen Warriors. He had mentioned last week's loss to Blanchester. He gave a lot of credit to Breen Sipple, one of the most phenomenal athletes in Clinton County, probably history, to be honest with you. A Division I recruit in basketball. And as Coach Miller said, probably a recruit, if he so chose, in football. Spun a beautiful ball last week and was able to bring a lot to the table in his elusiveness. And much to the Goshen surprise, they ended up going on top and staying on top and winning that game. So that Blanchester came with a victory last week, and he said to me that, what that caused him to do is kind of reflect and recognize what were the things that they were missing, and he kind of brought two things to the table. One that we saw in our game, and that was conditioning. How important is conditioning in these hotter early season games?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's 75 tonight. This week, fortunately, the humidity's down a bit. Real cool night. It's going to get cooler as the night goes on. But you could tell, we saw them stretching out the hamstrings and stretching out the calves, and they were on the sidelines trying to figure this out. So as the year progresses, they're going to get in better shape. And it's going to come down to that. For Massie, fortunately, it came down to a couple last possessions, and they looked fresh. But that third and fourth period for Massie last week, you could tell was a test. So it's going to come down to the same thing. I think the score with Blanchester-Goshen was 41-27, so within a couple scores. So conditioning's huge these first couple weeks while they're kind of getting their bearings. But we'll see who's got it tonight.
And the second thing he said is that, he felt like after reviewing the film and he talked with his team, he talked with his coaches, that honestly there was people that took some plays off, and he was not happy about that. He felt like at one point, I think early in the very first drive of the Blanchester game, there was maybe a 4th and 23, and they ended up scoring a 60-yard touchdown or 40-yard touchdown. So those type of plays, he said, just weren't acceptable.
And there's nothing as a coach that frustrates you more than you watch the tape and you see guys taking plays off.
Absolutely. So he said, we're going to find people that are going to play every single play. And he feels like, we need to make sure we don't overlook opponents. He said, they've had some success against Blanchester, and maybe that led to a tiny bit of complacency in his team, and he definitely put that he put the kibosh on that, we'll say, this week. He said had a great week of practice, and I made sure I could quote him on this one. So he said he wants to come down to Lebanon Road and shock the world. So what kind of shock would that be if Goshen? Not a surprise that they would win, because they're a talented team that won just a few years ago. And I will note on that was the same year that Clinton-Massie made a state finals run.
Yeah.
So they went all the way to the state final game against Steubenville. And I know I've talked to many of those players, including Trey Utrick, who said probably the Goshen loss refocused them to be able to make that run. So they could come tonight and do the same thing.
I'm gonna dispute that point just for the fact that if it was there, yeah, I understand. It was hard to win there last year. But here, it would shock them. It would shock the world if they beat us here on our field. So we gotta be intentional. We gotta be focused. Just like last week. That's the danger when you come off a huge Kettering Altars team that like, oh, well, this is Goshen. No, they're going to come out gunning for you. So Massey's got to be intentional. They got to be focused and ready to play. I think they will be, but it's going to be a great game. Here we go, folks. We're getting ready to kick off.
So we're kicking off here from left to right on your screen. Trevor McGinnis for the Clinton-Massie Falcons as he prepares his kickoff team. Gets ready. The ball's teed up at the 40-yard line. Drops his hand, brings his leg through, and we're under play here on a Friday night in beautiful Frank Irelan Field. Goshen returns the ball, finds a crease on the right-hand side. He's going to get back to what looks like about the 27-yard line, so a solid return, a good 17-yard return to start the game off for the Goshen Warriors.
Yeah, looking good. Good little second effort to get 2 or 3 more yards there, and here we go. As I was noticing earlier today, looking at some of their linemen, they got a couple really big linemen.
Yes.
You're going to notice a couple big guys, and then, of course, number 40, Trevor Adams, who is being recruited by big schools. Ball State, Harvard, must be an intelligent fellow, too. Harvard didn't come knocking on my door when I was a senior, but they are coming for this guy.
Yeah, so Goshen sets up a quick option look. They're actually going to get stuffed back in the hole a couple yards deep just to finish the point on Trevor Adams. Yeah, Harvard's come calling because of a 3.9 GPA. He's one of the smartest kids in that class.
Yeah,
so,
good kid.
6'3", 230 is his measurements, and he was able to actually make it to a few summer camps before Corona locked everything down, running a 4.740. So you're right, there's D1 opportunity there with size and strength. So
big line. They got a big line coming out here.
Absolutely, good size. On the second down, and they're actually going to give him a yard with forward progress there. The ball snapped. The rollout is to the quarterback's left. He looks like he's going to run. He slips one tackle. The ball goes away. It's thrown away, which is a very smart play.
He still took the hit. Yeah, big Colton Trampler.
Let's talk about Jack Webster. Jack Webster's a 3-year starter. He came into his sophomore year not expecting to start a quarterback, maybe helping a little bit on special teams, maybe at the receiver role. They had an injury. The backup then got injured, so wouldn't you know, the third-string guy comes in. He's been a 3-year starter since. No question, a leader for this offensive side of the ball. Coach Miller said did some book studying this year. here this summer with this young man. I read the Above the Line book, and just an unbelievable leader.
Smart kid.
Yeah, very smart kid. He also very strong, like a good high 3.8, 3.9 GPA, and a multi-sport athlete. So he knows what winning looks like, and he knows what the expectations are for this coaching staff. Unbalanced left is your look for Goshen. Another rollout to his left, quarterback left. A quick dump off to number 21. He's going to be able to slip a tackle and go out of bounds, and that's going to be close to
nice
a first down.
Looks like it's going to be enough. They're going to give him the first down, looks like. And nice little play. Shifty there, gets out of the pocket, finds the man there on the outside, and that's impressive. You can tell he knows how to make something out of nothing. He did it there in that play.
Yeah, that was to Trey Mowry, a senior running back, DB.
We got a flag on the field.
Yeah, it does look
here,
like there's a flag. It's going to be on about the 25-yard line, closest to the Clinton-Massie sideline. I believe
against Goshen, looks like.
Illegal shift was possibly the call there, so it is going to go against the Goshen Warriors coming out of the game for Clinton-Massie's Brody Muterspaw. So in these third and long situations, we've seen this last week and this week, they bring in Cody Zantini, starting quarterback for the Clinton-Massie Falcons, to play a nickel back in essence as another free safety.
Yeah, float around, make sure get to where the ball is, kind of a ball hawk there.
Ball hawk, yes, absolutely. That's what we call him there. So it looks like a double slot, double tight, or double slot, double
another
receiver,
flag.
and there's another. It's going to be a false start. They're going to call that on the Goshen Warriors. Little movement up front there by one of the wide receivers, so that's going to bring them back a little bit further, making this what looks like to be a third down and probably a 17 or so. Again, size is definitely something they have up front. 55, Eric Eichenhorst. I'll tell you what, Coach Miller has picked some great kids. Number 1 in the class and the class president.
Wow.
I mean, you can't beat that. And he's an offensive lineman, so I got special love for him.
Looks like the middle.
Option. And they get quite a few yards back. I'd say they're going to get a solid 12 of that, which means maybe 11. So that brings them back with about 6 yards, 4th and 6th.
But a little bit better field position. In the game last year, field position was crucial. And when you're playing a running attack like Massey, hey, that's going to help getting that 12 yards. Great little play there. And looks like they're going to have some be fluid on offense here soon. Had to get a little jitters worked out.
Absolutely. Tracker Newberry. Tracker Newberry is going to be your punter. And as we go through this game, I'm going to share a couple stories Coach Miller shared with me. Number 30 on your screen there. He gets the snap. The kick is up. He's going to drop that probably about the 40-yard line. It's going to take a nice Goshen bounce and a nice roll.
Good roll.
To about the 25-yard of Clinton-Massie. So one story about Tracker Newberry that Coach Miller just wanted to make sure people understood is that he came in his freshman year and actually earned the starting position. Last year as a sophomore, he lost the starting position to a gentleman that as a senior just was kicking better, and Coach Miller made that change, and he said he's never seen a kid in his coaching career that took it better and then made him work harder to motivate him to get that back. So, congrats to Tracker Newberry and just being a tenacious young man, and now he's back on the field for Goshen Warriors. He's going to do the place kicking, the extra points, the field goal, and punting, so they like him a lot there. Wishbone flanker right for Clinton-Massie. Ball goes to Carson Van Hoos. Carson Van Hoos is brought down immediately, maybe a 1-yard gain, and that's going to be off to our right-hand side of the formation there. So if I'm guessing that was Trevor Adams there, probably putting a hand out. Big Paul bringing him down.
Yeah, and Van Hoos is a smaller running back, so we're going to see how much he can take the physical toll here tonight. And, of course, Massey has a stable, but that's a good-looking defensive line on Goshen. They're going to play tough every down.
Absolutely, and they've got a little bit of chip on their shoulder for the last couple of years' worth of losses. Motion to Van Hoos. Colton Trampler is going to break through the first one. He knocks down a Goshen Warrior in the defensive backfield, so he's going to get a first down. Bringing up to about the 38-yard line with his knee down there.
Shifty. He's shifty.
Yeah. Sizable and shifty. So that's a good combination
it's
right
very
there.
Good.
It's a very E.J. Lamb-like size
there.
there.
It reminds me of Mike Allstott.
There you go.
Kind of thicker, but
Absolutely.
good shifty legs
Absolutely.
there. Good run.
I'm
good
sure
run.
he would appreciate that comparison. Again, the double slot, single fullback, and the flankers to the right. That's Donald Brewer. Motion for Carter Frank, and the ball goes again to Colton Trampler. This time he's just going to get about 2 yards
he's
up.
going to get 2 or 3 out of that.
The left-hand side there. So, again, thank you for joining us on CampusNation.com. This is a broadcast of CampusNation.com. Just a small disclaimer, this is not a broadcast of Clinton-Massie Local Schools or Goshen Local Schools, so all opinions are that of CampusNation.com employees. So, Clinton-Massie brings the ball up to the line of scrimmage, which is the 41-yard line. Goshen's going to get set. They have a 5-man front, strong on the left-hand side. The motion for Carter Frank, the toss to Carter Frank. He's going to be able to find the edge.
Nice.
He's going to be able to turn,
Nice.
and he's going up the sidelines, ladies and gentlemen. It's a foot race. He gets to the 20, to the 10, to the
gone.
5, and that's a score, ladies and gentlemen, on about the 5th, 6th play of the game. Nice job, Carter Frank.
Carter Frank to the bank, baby. There it is. There it is. That's a nice, almost 60-yard run. Is it coming back?
It is looking like it's coming back. So I'll be honest with you, on the left-hand side, we might be able to see that on a replay. That on the left-hand side, it looks like there was an extension block from one of our offensive linemen that I thought might have been outside the box enough that the ref wasn't going to like it. So they did move him back to the 30-yard line. Well, if you've done it once, that means probably if done right, you can do it again. So Carter Frank kind of huffs and puffs back to the line of scrimmage. That's a long run for nothing.
That far.
That's right.
Let me tell you something about Coach McShirley. Early in the year last year, kind of the same thing. They kind of have a stable running backs, but he finds his bell cow who can run. And I'm thinking after last week, Carter Frank, big physical. Now, you got a lot of good backs in Van Hoos and Trampler, but you get that guy who's got speed and power. Man, Frank has got the moves and he's got the speed, as you've seen there, to leave somebody.
Yeah, Carter Frank is definitely going to be a part of this. So looking at the wishbone backfield, Carson Van Oos to the right-hand side,
Nice
Bodie Muterspaw with a nice run or nice block. Carter Van Oos with a first down. So that means after that penalty, he gets almost a 20-yard run. A little bit of muscle right there by of the scat
He's
back.
like, I show you power.
Yeah.
And, man, like I said last week, pound for pound, this kid is gritty and
strong.
He's quick, and it took, as you've seen, 2 or 3 defenders to get him down, and great moves.
I think he might have taken a little offense to that.
He did.
That Carter Frank was the big guy, the strong back. I think
Van Hoos is a beast.
That's right. So we see actually last week's totals brings, like you said, more of like a stable of running backs to the picture here because Carson Van Oos and Carter Frank shared a majority of the carries. Nice option.
Nice
Cody Zantini to the left is able to step in and move out. He's going to go out of bounds, save himself a hit. As I said last week, rushing, you had 12 attempts by Carter Frank for 98 yards and 11 attempts by Carson Van Oos for 78 yards. So when you see that kind of distribution of yards right there, that's pretty exciting for a coach to see if they can get almost two each back was almost 100 yards.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's great, and that you're going to get that. So come the fourth quarter, you're going to still have fresh legs because it's not been one guy that's got 30 carries.
Been pounding.
So,
yep.
Yeah, they're going to just share the load. But man, what a running attack this Falcon team has this year.
So Cody Zantini sets up in a double tight look with a wishbone backfield. Flanker to the left. Carter Frank pushes the pile just a little bit. They're going to give him forward progress of about 3, almost 4 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 here with 7:55 left on your clock, and right now no score. We're going to look for Goshen. They've had their first offensive series, which ended in a punt. Clinton-Massie in their first offensive series has run with a penalty or so, run about 40 yards and looking to score here from about the 22-yard line. So double slot look. The sweep goes to the right to Carson Van Oos. Carson Van Oos takes a little high step there to get out of bounds.
Sanders.
Absolutely, a little high step, and he's going to go out of bounds right about the 5-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Carson Van Oos just took his time, didn't overrun his blocking right there.
Yeah, and he's fast enough to do that. He's that fast, but he was patient, got the corner, got a little bit more yards, and nice little Deion Sanders high step move on him, and now they're down to about, looks like the 5-yard line. So it's a typical Massey drive. It's methodical sometimes. Yep. Sometimes you get the 60-yard plays, and sometimes it's just 5-10 yards at a time.
Double tight look goes to Carter Frank. Carter Frank's able to bowl his way into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Carter Frank. Excellent job. They brought in Charlie Hale there on the left-hand side, a usual defensive end, bringing in to the tight end position so they could go a double tight look. Maybe a little more size on the line there in that particular exchange, and therefore a score with 7:26 left in the first quarter, 6-0 is your score, the extra point attempt to come.
Yeah, here they go. Looks like you got some speed, you got some power there, and it looks like a Clinton-Massie drive. So got some big boys on Goshen. We'll see how they can hold up through this grind, see if their hands don't end up on their hips here before long.
Yeah, I don't know that Coach Miller had mentioned how many people go both ways. Clinton-Massie tries not to put too many people both ways, although this year probably a little more than usual with Carter Franks, Carson Van Oos, even Cody Zantini finding time in the defensive backfield. They're going to put an offensive lineman to kind of go in between different series on the defensive line as well. So try to keep people fresh as possible, but, at some point the heat and the grind, like you said, may weigh on the Goshen Warriors. So no surprise for Goshen. I'm sure they recognize that they probably weren't going to shut out Clinton-Massie. Now can they answer?
Yeah, that's it. You need to. They need to come down here, stay in this game, and just make some plays and hang with them. As you saw, we thought, wow, when they went up last week on Alter, like, here we go. And then they fought back. Goshen just needs to get in here and just brawl with them a little bit and hang in there.
Yeah, Coach Miller, who's been a Clinton-Massie Falcon, played 4 years here for Coach Dan McSorley, graduated in 2008, proud member of the 13-year club, so he's here his entire preschool through senior year. He knows what it takes to grind and be down at one point and still come back. So I'm sure he told his players, hey, guys, we're going to be in this for the long haul. The kick from Trevor McGinnis on the right-hand side of the return. They try to find the wall on the other side, the right-hand side. He is able to find a crease and get the ball all the way back to the 32-yard line. So he caught that about the 15, got to the 32. That's another 17 yards. So he's getting almost 2 first downs on every return.
Yeah, he's getting some decent field position for them to start. And now if they can capitalize, had a couple little plays Webster made there last drive. If they can capitalize and move the ball down the field, just give them some confidence here at the beginning of this game.
Absolutely. So Clinton-Massie is going to be on defense on our left side. Goshen moving from right to left on the TV screen. They're going to be in a double slot. Oh, looks like another penalty. It's going to be a false start on the Goshen Warriors. So it looks like they've got 2 receivers to the right and then a double slot look behind the 2 offensive linemen that anchor each side there. Again, number 73 is Connor Hellenthal. A nice young man, nice-sized young man that also is kind of peeking around some college looks, has got the size and got the leadership ability as well. Maybe a little not as vocal, Coach Miller said, but proves it by his work. So motion goes for Goshen Warriors. The toss goes out to them on the side and met by a flock of Falcons, if you will. Number 58, I believe that's going to be Leighton Bell. Leighton Bell transferred here from Wilmington as a sophomore. He's already cracked the starting lineup and did last week against Alter. So
is he a junior?
I think he's a sophomore, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so 58,
man.
I believe, is a sophomore.
He's a thick fella.
He's
and
a big
he was
boy.
there with Trampler. That's a couple big boys getting some good penetration. Trampler showed himself to be a leader on this defense last week. Man, he made some plays.
Absolutely. So, again, a double tight look with flanker right, fullback for Goshen. Ball goes after the motion to the fullback up the middle, and he is met by probably 6 out of the 11 Falcons right at the line of scrimmage, even pushing him back just a little bit.
Ain't nothing going in the run game so far.
Yeah, so far I think they're going to count on him maybe overplaying just a little bit here, so maybe watch for that counter action, possibly the fake and then the boot out, and then maybe try for a long pass after that. So coming into the game is number 41 for Clinton-Massie, which I believe is Wildermuth, if I'm right there.
Now, Matt, answer me something, too. On defense, I see Van Hoos out there. How often is Van Hoos out there? Looks like in a safety spot.
You know, quite a bit from what I understand. That he is one of the guys going both ways that I'm sure.
On a passing play like this, sure.
So big long pass to number 5.
There he goes. He made it.
They are able to keep it underneath there, but number 5 is Logan Lovins, which is a junior running back for Goshen. So a nice pitch and catch there, but I think Clinton-Massie was saying, we'll give you a little bit.
Nice tackle there. Van Hoos closed that gap quickly and came up and made that play on Lovins.
84 in the game is Dawson Conley, so they're setting up for a punt return. Again, Tracker Newberry, great story, as Coach Miller said. Tracker Newberry is in to punt for the Goshen Warriors. So he'll get the ball. He'll receive the ball about the 25-yard line. Carson Van Hoos is back on the 27-yard line. The ball is kicked and away. It's going to go to Carson's left.
Good roll.
He's going to leave that out.
Run away
from it. Excellent roll. So you're going to go from the 30 to basically the 15. That's a fantastic kick by Tracker Newberry. You can see what Coach Miller had said.
55-yarder.
Yeah, he put in the work. He put in the time. He's earned the spot back. And clearly with punts like that,
and
you're going to get
some good
time.
rolls, yes.
You're going to get some time like that. So congratulations to Goshen and being able to pin back Clinton-Massie on, looks like the 16-yard line. So at this point, Clinton-Massie wants to dig the heels in and say, okay, let's do it again. Let's drive and grind and keep going.
Yeah, they got a lot of field to work with, and it'd be just like Massie to march down here, a nice quick or long methodical drive and punch it in here.
Daylon Maple replaces Colton Trampler in the backfield at fullback. He's going to get a option. Then Cody Zantini pulls the ball, and he comes down by gaining just a couple yards, maybe about 3 or so. So it's going to be a 2nd and 7. So the option look, didn't give it to Maple, and then pulled it, got him about 3 yards off the right-hand side. And that's just what we used to call a sucker series. They're going to keep running that option to keep the defense honest to pull them in tight and make sure that those defensive linemen are not just barreling towards the quarterback for pass play. So Goshen sets up in their 5-man front again, 2 linebacker set. Carson Van Hoos gets to the right-hand side. He does make a nice cut, gets a couple extra yards there, goes out of bounds, which is going to be right at about the 35-yard line. So saw that Goshen was probably going to beat him to the corner. Yeah, so he stopped, did a little jump cut, went back inside.
Nice.
That's just a couple of nice plays back-to-back to where, you keep them honest by sucking them inside, and then all of a sudden you pop it outside, and you have a quick bat that makes a nice cut.
Yeah, very good-looking cut there by Van Hoos.
Double slot motion by Carter Frank. The ball goes to Daylon Maple. He's going to be met in the backfield, actually. That's going to be by number 41, which Coach Miller had mentioned, Logan Harrison. He's a 100-tackle guy from last year and the leader of his defense. Again, probably not the most vocal guy in the world. He's not going to be the screamer or the yeller. I think that's reserved for maybe Trevor Adams, but he's going to be the guy that's just going to grind it out and make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be. He's the leader of the defense.
Yeah, you got to have that guy that's kind of barking at him, but you got to have that leader who's just making plays.
You're
absolutely following his lead.
Logan Harrison comes up to the line looking to blitz, so Carter Frank's able to make one cut. There's going to be a flag on our left side of the offense there. It looks like that one's going to come back again. They're going to hold the chains there, so more than likely it's going to be holding on that outside edge. So that's twice now. The Clinton-Massie has been kind of caught on that outside edge holding. They're going to march them back again, which is going to bring the Goshen Warrior crowd to a rousing side of applause there.
Yeah. Yep, it's going. They needed that help. They needed that flag, and so here it comes back.
So Clinton-Massie a couple times shooting themselves in the foot, but I'm sure is going to be able to come back here and with a 2nd and looks like about 17.
Yep. Boy, that's precise, Matt.
Yeah, 3:42.
He's on it.
3:42 left in the first quarter. It's going to be a double slot look with a flanker to the right.
Are we going to see a pass? Not yet. Oh,
nope.
Nice.
Daylon Maple breaks into the wide open field. He's got Blake Irelan trying to block for him. He makes one cut, drops down to about the 37-yard line. The thing about Daylon Maple, and Coach has said this, and the offensive coordinator, Jesse Zantini, has said this as well, he's just faster than he even looks.
Yeah.
Like he can go full speed after just a couple steps, and in that fullback position, that means once he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's already rolling.
And you've seen that acceleration there, there, and then it carried him through. There was a couple guys caught up with him, but man, he is already at full speed within 5-6 yards. That's a great attribute to have as a running back, especially a fullback.
Yeah, the coaches have said that in a dead sprint, he beats everybody on the team. That includes your Van Hoos and your Carter Frank.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
he does have some speed.
Flanker to the left. Wishbone backfield goes to Carter Frank. He dips his shoulder and it finds an opening, pushes off one Goshen defender. He's able to come into the middle and score again, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 2nd score for Clinton-Massie.
Carter Frank to the bank with a deposit for 6, baby.
Oh my gosh!
I added to it.
So we're gonna ask our friends at CampusNation.com to get a graphic going that has corny punchlines. So we can have a corny punchline counter for EJ Lamb here. But no, that's a good one. So Carter Frank to the bank, and what was you saying? What was the rest?
A deposit for 6.
A deposit for 6, ladies and gentlemen. So,
okay, here's folks at Campus Nation Land. I went into 73 Grill, got some wings a couple hours ago. They already had Campus Nation on the TV. They're getting ready to watch the game out there. Had some good wings to go, and you need to help me out. I can't get a word for Trampler. I need to sing for Colton Trampler.
We got to get something for Trampler.
I got to get something for Trampler. I was asking my boys today, boys, what are we going to do here? We need Trampler.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we did last week, you can send your shout-outs and your text messages to 937-303-8069. And if you have a corny saying for Colton Trampler, please don't hesitate.
I need one.
Again, 937-303-8069 is the number that if you want to text in. We'll try to get those shout-outs and that on the broadcast when we have a break here. So Clinton-Massie up 14-0 is your score with 3 or 4 left. So, again, I don't think this is a huge surprise. I'm sure Goshen is understanding that, Clinton-Massie is going to score some points. The key is, can they answer? That's the problem right now.
Yeah.
Right now, they
need to answer
answering.
at this point. Yeah, you got 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Still a game, obviously. They need to throw a wrinkle in this somehow and kind of get Massie back on their heels. So we'll see if they can maybe – I like Jack Webster rolling out, making those plays early, and then they went to the middle of the run, and our defensive line is just playing so good tonight. It was hard for them to penetrate through.
And I'm sure Jack Webster, again, a 3-year starter who came in under some adverse conditions, understands that, hey, this game is far from over. So he's probably rallying his troops there on the sideline and saying, hey, guys, we have no problems here. We're going to just be able to answer on this particular drive and then come back and make it a 14-7 ball game. So the kickoff from Trevor McGinnis goes to his left at the 10-yard line. It's caught. Brought back upfield. Again, a crease found, so he catches it. The 10 makes it to the 27. I think the guy's averaging 17 yards for every kickoff return.
Yeah, he's getting some decent field position to start with. It's not helping all that much move their offense, but it's giving some decent spot there to at least punt. They need to kind of build on that and get some first downs here.
We're trying to find a number. I believe that was Bryce Brewer, ladies and gentlemen, for Goshen, the junior listed as a running back, I believe, running back DB for the Goshen Warriors. So a kick return starts him off at about the 31-yard line. The ball snapped, and it's sent out to number 5 on the right-hand side. He finds a nice crease and gets about a solid 7 yards there. Number 5 for Goshen Warriors would be Logan Lovins, and again, the junior running back there. So he goes off the field after that successful run. Plays being brought in by Goshen Warrior number 8, which is Daryl Carnahan, a senior tight end defensive lineman. So he brings the play in to Jack Webster. Jack Webster gets him set up in a double slot. Looks like a flanker to the right. Ball snapped. Looks like an option that he gives.
Just nothing in that middle.
Yeah, it's definitely clogged up by Clinton-Massie. A little quick off the ball. I think they're maybe even going to possibly take advantage of that later if he tries to go hard count. But I think right now Clinton-Massie's D-line, especially the interior line, is just gnawing at the bit to get after this.
Yeah, they look like some hungry dogs up there, don't they?
Absolutely.
Now we got a 3rd and 3, see if they can get creative, maybe get outside. They've had some success outside. The first pitch outside, they got 7 yards on, so let's see if they can get to the outside here.
So Goshen Warriors, again, with that flanker right, double tight set, fakes the option. The quarterback is hit immediately by Caden Clutter. Great play by a senior linebacker. But you know who
the first one in? And I just got it, and I got it, folks, from my wife. Colton Trampler. Bolts in. What timing?
Trampler.
My beautiful wife with timing. Colton Trampler gets in the backfield, disrupts it. Is there a flag on the play, though? Looks like, and I think they're going to – does it look like they waved that off, I believe, or that they declined it? So it was a holding penalty that was declined. Clinton-Massie will take a 4th down. So credit to Lacey Lamb, Bolton, Colton Trampler, absolutely. That'll work.
Yeah, we see who the brains in the operation is, right? You got the voice,
and the
she
looks.
got the brains, absolutely.
She's got it all.
So Clinton-Massie is prepared for this kick return from Tracker Newberry. Tracker Newberry calls for the ball. He's at about the 18, going to kick it from the 17-yard line. Another booming kick this time. Carson Van Hoos collects the ball about the 30-yard line, tries to make one person miss, but he's swallowed up by 2 Goshen defenders. One of them, number 33 for Goshen, which is Ashton Harris, a senior running back D lineman. So excellent coverage by the Goshen Warriors on that. And I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. Trevor Adams never comes off the field.
No, he's a beast. He's got a motor. Looks like he's in great shape as well. And right now, if your offense can't get you going, you need that defense to get up, make a play in the backfield, fumble, something like that. And so it's going to be up to this defense to put a hold on. But they're getting tired. They've had some long, sustaining drives they had to endure the last couple drives.
Absolutely. So I will say this. So we did have one text in from outside the Lamb family with a Bolton Colton as well.
We got another
How about
one.
that? Hey. So we clearly have the name for Colton Trampler. Colton Trampler is in the backfield right now at the fullback position, and he's going to Cody Zantini fakes the ball to him. He's able to pull it and get, I would say, a good 8 yards out of that first run there. So Cody Zantini, one of the most intelligent football players that you're ever going to come across. And you know why? Because his dad has set him at the kitchen table since he was, I'm going to guess, 5 years old and taught him this offense. He knows every single nuance about this offense. I'm telling you, I've seen the kid break down film before, and it is impressive. He can tell you where a D lineman's hand is going and what that means for that kid, especially when you're looking at that triple option.
That's irreplaceable. And he's had experience. This is his second year starting, and he's only a junior, and he's got experience. He's tall kid. What is he, about 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, tall kid, absolutely.
So he's got all the attributes.
And he can throw. We saw him put a beautiful pass. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't catch this pass and the catch last week.
Beautiful.
Oh, my gosh. I had people stop me in the hallway and say, hey, that Blake Irelan catch on the right-hand side was put on the money by Cody Zantini. So congratulations to that duo for hooking up last week in a very pivotal play to bring a win to Clinton-Massie.
Well, and it was a crucial play because without that drive, we don't score, we don't win that game, and so they come down with just making some big time plays at a big time part of the game.
And absolutely, we want to compliment our cameraman Corey Price.
Yeah.
And our friend down there on the field, that's Chad Muterspaw, for catching that play. So reverse goes to Carter Frank. Unfortunately, he's going to get handled by Goshen. They weren't fooled by that at all. So
on that broadcast too, Corey, these guys are doing a great job. I had so many people come up to me. We seen that it got thousands of views last week, and come up and say, "Man, I enjoy the game." And I know not everybody can get here, but man, the people that came up to me over the weekend, same thing, and said, "Man, we loved watching that game and how good it was." These guys are doing a phenomenal job here.
Absolutely. So we're going to break at the end of the first quarter here with a 14-0 score for Clinton-Massie. Again, campusnation.com. This evening we want to mention for you the Jefferson Lions Club. The Jeffersonville Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser on Saturday, September 5th from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with fireworks display at 9 p.m. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with your friends. We're able to bring this beautiful broadcast because of the sponsors that we have here at campusnation.com. One of our sponsors is Sam's Meats. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located here in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef along with deli, cheese, and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals, and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out. And guess what? They have the best bacon in town.
Ooh.
Absolutely. You got to get some bacon from Sam's Meats.
Thick-cut bacon, yummy.
Hey, another sponsor we've had join us this week is Collett Farms. Collett Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. That's Collett Farms Pioneer Seed. They're farmers just like you. So thank you to Collett Farms, to Sam's Meats. We'll get to a couple sponsors later.
Let's call it up at, is that 380?
That is 380,
yeah,
on the left-hand side.
My house. All
Absolutely.
Right.
Excellent job. The Collett family, very supportive of Clinton-Massie local schools for many, many years, as well as Sam's Meats. So we appreciate their sponsorship for tonight's broadcast, helping keeping it free to our watchers and our viewers because of those sponsorships.
Awesome.
So Clinton-Massie in the double slot set gives the ball to Colton Trampler.
There it is.
He's able to at least get back to the first down marker, so he's gaining a couple yards there on that third down play. So they actually are going to look like they're a 4th and 9, or they're going to call that 3rd and 9.
Well, I think it was third.
I thought it was 3rd, but
oh, maybe they were wrong on the sticks. Okay, now it's 3rd.
Gotcha. So still have 3rd down.
Matt, I'd love to see a pass here by this
Absolutely.
Zantini. Love to see it, folks. And I know I don't want to upset the Massie faithful, but boy, this kid can throw the ball.
Absolutely. So Clinton-Massie sets Blake Irelan to the right, and it looks like Carter Uten to the left. So a double slot and double flanker position. And he is going to roll out to the left with tons of green space. He gets away from a defender.
He's elusive.
Garrett Vance is able to make a nice block
play.
back. Oh, nice
what a play
run.
To get that
wow.
first down.
I will say, ladies and gentlemen, you don't necessarily know Cody Zantini as an elusive runner.
Hey, he's shifty, man.
But he was shifty on that particular play. So just an update for those that are interested in SBAAC action. The Bethel Tate Tigers are up 14-0 on the East Clinton Astros. So Cody Zantini with a fantastic run there. Shiftiness, as you said, to the right. Put his head down and got that extra 1 or 2 yards there at the end just by running somebody over. But I will say, Garrett Vance makes that play because he peeled back blocks. So
yeah, some nice blocks there, too.
Carter Frank with the ball on the left-hand side. He finds an opening in a twist and a move, and he gets a first down, and he keeps on pumping those legs to give an extra 4 yards. So he's going to get 14 yards on that play, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, nice
fantastic,
play.
Fantastic.
Nice play, Carter Frank. Way to make something. A little spin move there, about 10 yards, and then he gets a few more yards after that.
So we're looking at a first down that's going to come set up at the 34-yard line, moving right to left on your TV screen. Looks like a double slot and a flanker to the left. That's Blake Irelan out wide. Colton Trampler is able to make one person miss, goes back inside of the defender, and he's going to get, looks like about 12 yards on that run. Yeah, so you've got maybe a speed guy in the Frank and the Van Hoos, then you got a strong guy and Trampler, but they're both getting double-digit yards.
Yeah, and Trampler just so shifty for us. I mean, he's a thick kid, man. You got to love that combination. This offensive line is looking great. Hats off to the offensive line on Massie. Oh, he found the seam.
Absolutely.
Nice. Oh.
Carson Van Hoos just gets tripped up on the right-hand side. He's going to go down about the 4-yard line, so he saw the blue of the end zone, but just got tripped just at the last second by a Goshen Warrior defender. So Goshen right now, hands on hips. You had mentioned, are they getting a little tired? They've been on defense for quite a few plays here. And Clinton-Massie is wasting no time. They're going up to the line.
Quick.
Flanker right. Oh. Looks like Goshen is going to take a timeout. And that's a smart timeout by Coach Greg Miller. He knows that this third score in the first half is going to be hard to swallow, so he's going to take just a minute and get his guys calmed down. So, EJ, just tell us real quick, what are you expecting to see out of the rest of this half from Clinton-Massie, and what does Goshen have to do in order to stop this train, basically?
My thoughts on Massie, they're really good. I'm like, you see it every year. They're a playoff contender every year. They're really good. Their line's really good. I mean, it wasn't just a hoax when you went up on Alter last week, 21 or 27-6, whatever it was. I mean, they went up. This team is the real deal. Now, to hang with them, Goshen's going to have to, like you said, good call here. Take a break. Get your lungs. Maybe a down player there. Maybe
it does look like we do have an injured player on the field, ladies and gentlemen. But I think you've got to recognize that these guys have been playing together a long time.
Yeah.
They know everything about each other. They know where they're going to step, how they're going to block. When a defender's on one side, they're going to do one thing. When the defender's on the other side, they're going to do the other thing. So I think right away that continuity that they've had over the years and years of being together is definitely showing up in these type of games where an opponent is ready to go. That opponent knows you, knows everything about you, expects to see exactly what they're getting right now. But because of that expectation, right now they just can't stop them.
Yeah, they can't. And I think they lack that offensive, they're trying to replace Hunter Slusher, who was a beast last year for them offensively, and they're trying to find that guy. And we have a lot of offensive firepower in our quarterback, running backs, and offensive line. And so they're just trying to hang at this point with us. Hopefully there's some momentum built, and they can do something to kind of maybe stop Massie here and maybe just a field goal or something like that.
So we're catching up on a couple shout-outs. So we are going to say, go Massie, go, from Matt and Sheila all the way in San Diego, bringing San Diego back to us from last week as well. A shout-out to Senior Donald Brewer from Aunt Kathy and Uncle Steve in Atlanta, Georgia. Way to go, number 17. A lot of love being spread here to Donald Brewer. So Nolan Prignitz and Adam Thompson. Jared Wood this time, watching from Norris Lake in Tennessee.
Hey,
so
beautiful.
How about a little Labor Day break for some of our former Clinton-Massie students down at Norris Lake? Stay safe, young men. We're also going to say, tell Joe, looks like Alvarado, which is number 18 on Goshen, that his Aunt D is watching and cheering for him at home. That's awesome. That's the great things we want to see here at Campus Nation, that interaction between family that's being brought to us by our friends at campusnation.com. So Goshen, don't hesitate. Clinton-Massie, send your text messages in to 937-303-8069.
And I have a score from across the lake. in Waynesville. It is 14-0. Waynesville is up on Preble Shawnee.
Okay.
So there you go, Corey. There he is. The old proud alumni of Waynesville here's got his guys playing tonight. They're a good team. They were a good team last year, 9-1, and so they're bouncing back.
And we also have Linda Beecroft has commented, "Go Massie," all the way from Gilbert, Arizona. We also have one from
Arizona.
Nome, Alaska.
Folks are coming in from everywhere. This is
Nome,
global.
Alaska. Hank Irelan, son of Frank, and a member of the first Falcon team, said, "Go Falcons," and they are texting from Nome, Alaska.
All right.
Awesome. So while we have just a minute, we are going to thank the rest of our sponsors here. We'd like to thank John Robert Excavating. John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, excavation, and paving. Look for us on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. That's, again, our friends at John Robert Excavating. And lastly, Tin Cap. Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games just like Goshen Warriors versus Clinton-Massie Falcons, the largest outdoor patio with covered area, and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music Saturdays and trivia Thursdays at Tin Cap, located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio.
Big number 41 there.
Wow, that would be a big loss for Goshen. We had mentioned Logan Harrison before as a leader of the defense. Yeah, so that'd be a loss for Goshen. We're hoping and praying that he's going to be back on the field very quickly for the Goshen Warriors. So Cody Zantini, after talking with his team on the sideline here, getting some instruction from Coach McSorley, and maybe even a word through the headphones from his father, the offensive coordinator, Jesse Zantini, brings back the huddle to the, looks like they're going to set up about the 10, and the ball's going to be set up a little below the 5th-yard line. So maybe between the 4th and the 5th-yard line. Donald Blur to the right. Wishbone to Carson Van Hoos. Van Hoos is in with not a lot of resistance in that particular exchange.
Yeah, blew that line open. Van Hoos is on the loose for another 6, although he didn't have to run very far or get loose too far. That line, again, hats off to the Massie offensive line. I'm telling you, folks, they're looking good. They're just playing together, and they just seem like kind of marching at will at this point in the game with 9:53 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, we want to give credit to the offensive line. I mean, clearly that hole was open with very little resistance, as we said, and able to find a pay dirt for Carson Van Hoos. So Trevor McGinnis sets up for the extra point attempt. Cody Zantini is going to hold. It's up, and it's good, and that's going to be 9:53 left in the second quarter, 21-0. So at this point, if you're Goshen, what are you saying to your boys now down 3 scores? And honestly, I would say, and I don't have the stats right in front of me, but probably 25 yards.
Yeah, only a couple first downs so far.
Not a ton of offense right now.
Say, guys, this is where we have to reach down, see what we're made of, and you got to throw some wrinkles in that offense if you can. The little success they were having was on the outside, looked like. Just nothing against these this Massie defensive line. So maybe throw a couple wrinkles, throw a couple passes if you can in there, see what you can do. But you tell them don't give up. As we watched last week, this team's big enough. They got some big players. They can move the ball. So hopefully they can get some motivation to move the ball down the field here.
Yeah, I'd like to see, for Goshen, I'd like to see Trevor Adams get mixed up in the offense somehow. I mean, he's a great size kid. Strong. If they can get the ball in his hands, probably in that tight end position or slot position, it makes me think of a little Rob Gronkowski sort of mentality.
Yeah. I think he behaves better than Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would say if Harvard's looking at him, he is. So Blanchester's up 16-6 against Claremont Northeastern at the end of the first. So the ball goes down to Goshen. It's scooped up, and he's going to be.
Not this time.
He does elude one tackle. Looks like they're going for a strip, but the ball is going to be brought down at the 12-yard line. That same gentleman, it looks like number 28 for the Goshen Warriors, which is Bryce Brewer, is the one that collected that kickoff and was able to only get a couple yards. So that breaks his streak of 17 per.
Yeah, we got about a couple yards there, but that's about it. So here come now. They're kind of pinned deep. Massie's going to put their ears back here and be rolling. And again, they're fresh. This defensive line, defensive team's fresh. There's not a lot of action tonight. They're going to be ready to roll here.
So Goshen pinned back, as you said, about the 14-yard line, 13-yard line. Massie sets up 42 front with a couple outside defenders there. The motion goes. The quarterback, unfortunately, just can't get anywhere. So
nowhere.
He's brought down by, well, he stays on his feet, but Charlie Hale, Caden Clutter, looks like Leighton Bell were all there available for the tackle, whichever one wanted to take it. So I think right now Goshen needs to check. It might be a little bit of a gut check moment here. You don't want to go down by 4 scores. You got to answer at this point.
Yeah, got to answer, got to do something. Somebody's got to step up here. Some of these seniors got to just lead by example, make a play here and do something. But that Massie defense is pinning their ears back, and they're coming after Goshen right now. Oh,
so Goshen does find a crease there, and he's into the open field. He's able to break 2, 3 tackles
big
now.
Rumbling,
absolutely.
Stumbling.
Huge run there, getting to the 45-yard line.
And there's the big
46.
play they needed. That's exactly
absolutely
what they needed to get back into this game.
That's absolutely what they needed. So that play was brought to you by number 33, which would be Ashton Harris. So we've called his name just a couple times already. Ashton Harris gives Goshen that spark. In fact, and this is no disrespect intended, I think he might have gained enough yards that would equal about what they've done the last couple drives.
Yeah,
at
for
least.
sure. He's going to get him up here close to midfield, and maybe something to build on for Goshen. They needed that play to kind of spark them.
Yeah, that's a spark for them. So double slot look, 2 flankers out, one to the right, one to the left. The quarterback keeps it off of the option look.
Gets a few.
He finds the crease on the left-hand side, brings it back towards the hash mark. So he's going to get a solid 4, almost 5 yards on a 2nd now and 5. With your score 21-0, Clinton-Massie with almost 8:15 left in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and then you build on that, 30-yard run, and you add 5 yards to it on this.
Absolutely.
So you got to keep marching. We're at midfield, and they got to do something, get a little momentum. They came out here, got ready. Parents are here. They want to see them do something here. I think they're going to do something with some momentum.
So the toss goes out to the left-hand side, and that's again number 5, which is your Logan Lovins. He's able to get another 3 or 4 yards, so it's going to be a 3rd and what's probably going to set up to a long 1, possibly 2. About a yard there.
If you'll watch, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see this orange dot in the field where they're spotting the ball. Now, the team will come out with the ball in their hands so that there's no they're not passing the ball back and forth between the referee and the players. So we got a 3rd one here, though.
One of the little wrinkles to football in 2020
That's
that the refs don't touch the ball. So motion by Lovins to the left-hand side.
Nice run.
Nice run.
Oh,
and the ball's on the ground, and it is going to be recovered by Clinton-Massie. So, unfortunately, a tragic loss of the ball for Goshen. It's going to be scooped up and landed on by Brody Muterspaw. Brody Muterspaw is going to toss the ball back to the Goshen side. Just as Goshen was getting a little bit of momentum and moving the ball.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sure Coach Greg Miller is going to be upset, not just at the loss of the ball there, but the fact that that stops a drive that had some potential to maybe even give them a score or at least flip the field.
Goshen saying if it wasn't for bad luck, we wouldn't have any luck at all.
No luck at all, absolutely.
Man, I hate to see that on that drive, moving like they were, and they just popped the ball. Credit to Massie. They'll strip you. Hey, They had a big strip last week, and here they are.
They were trips left. Single receiver to the right. The ball snapped. It looks like a wide receiver screen. Number 1, Carter Uten gets the ball. He makes 2 people miss. He does spin and get brought down by Goshen number 58, which is Tristan Guckenberg.
And I like this because when you get to, this year may not be a tough opponent, round 1 or 2, but once you get in the playoffs this year, because you're only playing 6 regular season games, you're going to have a balanced offense. I like the fact that they're going to start working on this offense and maybe get some screen pass, bubble passes in here, and we'll just work on that passing game.
Yep, and to the right now, that trips to the right. Single receiver to the left, which is Dawson Conley. Ball gets snapped from the shotgun position, handed off to Carson Van Noos. He breaks 2 tackles. He stiff arms number 21 for Goshen. He's able to stay on his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my gosh, what a great run.
Van Noos on the loose.
Dives for it, and it's a score. So the dive ends up with a score hitting the pylon. Yep, they're going to count that. What
Wow.
a fantastic run. So I'm sure we're going to show that on replay. So not only did he break 2 tackles here in the
sir.
front and then end up what looked like he was either going to get tackled or go out of bounds, he kept his left foot inside that marker for the out of bounds line and then was able to turn on the jets. Right as he entered the 5-yard line, he stretched
That's
out
awesome.
in a full dive and touches that pylon for the score. So what a great set of events
Well,
there
and they
that
come
ends
out
up
in
in
the
the
spread
score.
in the shotgun formation, and then all this kind of comes out of that. This is interesting.
Little delayed draw there. So Trevor McGinnis, it's up, it's good. 28-0 is your score. And if you're Goshen, that fumble, unfortunately, is exactly what you did not need.
Yeah, and then they come out in the shotgun formation, folks. Get ready. I've heard about this junior class, these seniors this year, and I'm telling you, it's the real deal. I mean, they're big, they're strong, they got a great quarterback. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I'm all in. This team is the real deal. They're the real deal.
So setting up here for another kick return will be the Goshen Warriors. Clinton-Massie with Trevor McGinnis teeing the ball up, looking and appreciating their 4th score for the first half. So Trevor McGinnis sets his kickoff team, gets the sway going. Goshen set up in a 4-2-1-2-2. Ready to receive the kick. Trevor McGinnis with the boot. He's going to stay low this time, squib it. Ball goes to number 18. He's actually spinning back towards the middle of the field. Doesn't gain too much more ground, but is able to get about 12 yards on that return. And number 18 for Goshen would be Joe, Alvarado. Actually, we got a text earlier from a family member of his.
Right.
So
Nice return.
Alvarado. So let's say Joe Alvarado, a senior, listed as a tight end there for Goshen.
Yeah, let's get some momentum. They were moving. Unfortunately, that fumble happened last, but it'd be nice to get a little momentum here for the Goshen Warriors.
Yeah, I think the key is for their offense to stay on the field. Their defense has to be
Yes,
gassed
give
at
them a
this
break.
point. Absolutely.
Give them a break.
Yeah, if anything, it's running for the sake of rest. So Goshen with the reverse, and it looks like he was ready to pass, but he wisely held on to it. He goes,
wow.
Oh, it's intercepted by Carter Frank. He throws back to the middle of the field, and Carter Frank actually is going to outrun a lineman who dives at his feet, misses for the tackle. Carter Frank switches the ball to the other hand. He is going to get dragged down by number 16 for Goshen, which is,
wow.
Well, that's actually Jack Webster, the quarterback. So, an ill-advised throw, and that's what happens when you try to put those wrinkles in and you haven't ran those plays probably too many times in practice.
Against this defense.
Yeah, especially against this defense. So that offensive player looked like he was going to run the ball. Then he kind of cupped the ball in his hand, getting ready to throw it. So right as he got ready to step out of bounds, he actually chucked it back towards the middle of the field and made it to about the first hash, and Carter Frank was just sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah, he was waiting. Great
Swallowed.
play. Made some good run after the catch there.
So tight into the left, in the wishbone backfield, Cody Zantini scrambles to his right, but there is a flag on the play, so this one might be coming back. And these are the kind of penalties that are going to frustrate you as a Clinton-Massie coach. If you're having a major exchange of an interception and a return of probably close to 40 yards almost, you want to put the dagger in immediately.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you make a penalty, and that's just going to walk you back and make this that much tougher.
Yeah, it's 14-0, 21-0. Then you have a fumble, and then you have an interception, and the momentum is clearly on Massey's side right now, and they've come to play. I mean, that was no fluke last week with Alter. They're a really good team, folks.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
good team.
And Coach Miller and I talked again this afternoon. He does say that, although he has a lot of seniors on his roster, there are quite a few seniors that just haven't played a lot of varsity ball or have decided to come out as a senior. So the experience level is actually still a little bit low compared to what the roster may say. So double slot, looks for the option. He gives it to Dalen Maple. Dalen Maple runs through one tackle, twists another time, and he's down to the 15-yard line. So he's going to return the ball back to the huddle for the Clinton-Massie Falcons after a successful 10-yard run right there.
Just a little score from over the lake. We got Waynesville up 28-0 on Preble Shawnee.
28-0. So I'm sure, yep.
Big Corey,
our
the cameraman.
Our cameraman, Corey Price, is gleaming happy. You can see the pearly whites coming out that his Waynesville Spartans have taken the lead on Preble Shawnee. So Clinton-Massie, again, with the wishbone backfield. Dawson Conley tied into the left. Flanker right, which is Carter Uden. The ball goes to Carson Van Oos, and he is
quick
scoring.
He's on the loose,
again.
folks. Yeah, and it's looks like it's going to be 34-0. Man, credit to this offensive line. All you need is a little seam for Van Hoos. He will hit it. He will get through there, and before the Goshen defense could even react, he's in the end zone. Just a fast team.
He's fast, and honestly, I hate to say it, but I think Goshen is pretty tired. I mean, they're pretty tired. It looked like the seas parted, basically, and he was able to come through.
Will we go to a running clock in the third? If is that how it works? When
it would
certain
be. So
point spread?
Yeah, if you're over 35, is it 30 or 35? So we'll end up going to a running clock there in the second half.
Second half, okay.
Yeah, so... All right, so extra point is good by Trevor McGinnis.
McGinnis is a good kicker.
Absolutely.
He's a good kicker.
So 35-0 is your score with Clinton-Massie up on your Goshen Warriors with 5:26 left in the second quarter.
Matt,
so
I'm going to ask you a question this time. What if there's any flaw in Massie this year? They look so well-rounded. What do you think it would be?
Well, I would say that, I think depth is what I've talked to the coaches about.
Okay.
Their front – we'll say first team and their front seven is very,
Solid,
very strong. I think where they're looking for is maybe some continuity in the defensive backfield. So they lost, if you think about it, they lost 4 starters in the defensive backfield. So the Nolan Prignitz is gone. You've got Garrett Trampler is gone. You had on the other side the other corner, unfortunately, the name's escaping me right now, but you lost all 4 of
so
your
DBs.
Your DBs are gone in your defensive backfield. So that's probably where most of the growth needs to come from Clinton-Massie. Ball goes to Goshen. He catches it about the 5-yard line, brings it back to the middle of the field, finds a little crease.
There you go.
Absolutely. He's able to open up and get to the 30-yard line. So excellent job by I believe that's the Bryce, if I'm correct here. Yeah, Bryce Brewer. So our friends over at East Clinton were able to score, and that puts them 14-8 right now against Bethel Tate. And Blanchester making it a little bit closer against Claremont Northeastern. Claremont Northeastern scores again, making it 16-12. So, again, if you were to ask a flaw, I would say just the experience.
You saw that a little bit
backfield.
last week when they began to pass with Alter, how there's a little bit of, you can tell, inexperience.
Just a learning curve
there,
right?
They'll get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Goshen comes up to the line, looking for any success they can get right now. They're staying on the ground with about a 3-yard run. So Clinton-Massie is able to bottle that up pretty quick, brings it back with a second, and it's going to be a long 5 with about, looks like 5 minutes even in the second quarter.
Yeah, and it looks like Massey's still a bit fresh on defense, so they're just putting their ears back, folks, and going after it. So a sustaining drive is what Goshen really needs here, and to build on this, get a first down, and keep the chains moving.
Yeah, the other side hasn't seen a ton of success, the offense for Goshen Warriors. So the defense, like you said, should be pretty fresh at this point. Not a lot of snaps for the defense.
And if you can get into the halftime with this lead, if you're Massie, you bring your starters out maybe a series or 2, and you can get some of those guys who are inexperienced in the game to get some game time experience here in the third and fourth quarter. I mean, we don't want to look ahead, obviously, but right now all the momentum is on the Massie side, no question about it.
Yeah, and if you're Goshen, you've unfortunately seen this dance a time or 2 against Clinton-Massie. Again, having success a few years ago, but maybe the last couple of years battling, but coming up on the losing end. Jack Webster with a scramble. He runs into his own player, but is able to still get a first down, or they're going to spot him right on the line, but I think they are going to give it to him by about a yard. So, yes, they're going to move the chains.
Good play.
Yeah, absolutely. He was elusive, was able to put his shoulder down and get another yard there to make sure he got the first down.
All right, here they go. A little momentum carried going on now, and hopefully they can build on that. Get Massie a little bit tired on that defensive line there.
Yeah, the key right now is just reps, is plays. Keep the offense on the field. So it looks like Goshen sets up. They go for the option look. They give to the fullback, which is number 33 for the Goshen Warriors. That is Ashton Harris.
Who's big number 58 for us on the D-line?
That is Leighton Bell. That's the sophomore transfer from Wilmington. And
he's
then,
anchoring that defensive line.
Next to him for a majority of his plays is Joey Coker there, number 50, who's also a sophomore.
Man.
So you got 2 sophomores up front, and both of them have a little bit of size to them. Yeah,
they do. And they're playing some great ball tonight. This defense is just swarming. And I see Van Hoos, Carter Frank back there playing both ways. So right now they're doing pretty good.
Jack Webster tucks the ball. He scrambles again, makes one man miss, which is Caden Clutter, jumps over another man, which was Carson Van Hoos, comes down, easily getting the first down by about 10 yards. So, again, this is what you're looking for, a little momentum swing.
Yeah, you need that. Nice shifty run there by the quarterback, Jack Webster. And now we see some replacements coming in for the D-line of Massey. Some of the big boys coming off, and it looks like Muterspau's going in, Maple's going in. And so they're going to respond to that. Got some boys a little bit winded. But, hey, let's see if Goshen can do something here.
So Goshen sets up double slot, double flanker. Kind of a counter play back to number 21, but it is swallowed up pretty quickly by the Clinton-Massie Falcons. Number 21 for Goshen would be Trey Mowry.
And, again, they're trying to find that running back.
Yep.
They're trying to find that guy who can carry him and make some plays here.
Or if they can find a little misdirection. I think the idea is that if Massey's going to over-pursue on a particular side, if they're penetrating hard, then maybe they can run underneath it in a counter motion. So I think they're just trying to find their niche right now, maybe get a couple yards here, maybe a first down or two.
If you could get a score before the half, that's big. That's a moral victory in itself.
Absolutely. Keeping the offense off the field would be huge. So Jack Webster with a nice screen pass, and I believe that is to Harris.
Hey.
So that's another successful play for the Goshen Warriors, bringing them.
And there was that pursuit, and then he just dropped it over that defensive line.
Yep,
he was waiting on it.
That was smart. That was a good play by their offensive coordinator. Seeing that the aggressive Clinton-Massie defense was going to overrun that guy, they dropped it right behind him and gave him a little pop pass and gets a third down and about 4 yards to go here for the Goshen Warriors.
Looks like we got about 1:38 seconds left here in the second quarter.
So, like you said, the moral victory side would be at least they've kept the offense off the field and a score from happening. Right. So, at this point, Goshen brings the ball up in the double slot, double flanker look, roll out to the left by Jack Webster. He's just going to carry the ball. He's going to get a first down and go out of bounds right past the 21-yard line, it looks like. So, it seems like the idea now is let Jack Webster do his thing.
Yeah, we're guarding everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Just roll him out. If it's not there, run. If it's there, drop it over somebody's head.
He's a smart kid. He can see where the opening is.
Starter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He can see where it's at. He saw it there when the defensive line penetrated. He saw the openings there on the run and made something out of nothing. So now we got a first down, almost in the red zone here with about 1:20. Looks like there's the clock is frozen at the moment at 1:20.
Trevor Adams is bringing the ball in, or bringing the play in. So again, double slot, double flanker look. Trevor Adams out to the left. Goshen's going to call timeout. It didn't feel like that was real comfortable as the play came in. It seemed like everybody wasn't sure where to go. Maybe the call didn't come in very clear from Trevor Adams. So whatever it might be, Goshen decides to take another timeout, which is going to leave them one with just 1:20 left in this second quarter.
Yeah, you might need that later in this drive with only 1:20 left, but you got to use it and adjust and see if you can just motivate these guys and get a play going here.
So while we're taking just a minute and a timeout, we're going to send some shout-outs. So, hey, Campbell Newman.
From.
There you go. It's great to hear a familiar voice doing the game. Bring back our time at GMS. Much respect. That's my friend Doug Widener from Goshen. So Doug Widener actually coached Goshen Middle School for many, many years. When Clinton-Massie was beat by Goshen, that class was coached by Doug Widener, and they had a tremendous amount of success in the middle school. Goshen takes the ball, and Jack Webster again decides to scramble. He's going to get some positive yardage there.
Big 73 came a little push forward.
Absolutely. So quick note on that. So a couple years ago, you had Kyle Profit and some really Peyton Lugers and Jimmy Strunk, some unbelievable athletes, and Doug Widener again had those guys, I believe, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And they used to just, I was over there as the Goshen Middle School assistant principal. They used to beat people by 50 every single time they went out. So they had some success. I'm sure they're wanting some of that success back in Goshen land. So the counterplay.
Nice play.
Finds a nice cut, nice opening. He's going to be
forward.
brought down at about the 5-yard line. So, again, with about 39 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen, Goshen wants to put a score on, especially as they're going into the second half.
And, I don't think Massie defense wants to allow it. I think they want to keep this shutout going, but I think Goshen's going to do their best to punch this in here.
Absolutely. So 35-0 is your score for those just joining us here at campusnation.com. Clinton-Massie is pushed back all the way to about the 6-yard line. So Goshen brings the ball up in a double slot look. Jack Webster hikes the ball after the motion. He's going to roll out to the right. Pass. It's going to be a little bit low for number 5. I believe that's the Lovins, gentlemen, Lovins. But the ball is a little bit low, kind of at his feet there. So
good idea, though. You stop
absolutely.
The clock if you can't, convert here. So they're going to be looking to pass probably the next couple downs and to keep that clock stopped so they have the opportunity to get in this end zone.
And he was open. I mean, he was open. He just got to get it higher. The play was the right play called. It's just the ball went a little low. So Jack Webster brings the huddle back together. Trevor Adams is going to stay in the game to the left-hand side. He's going to go out in the flanker position, double slot, and then they'll also have a flanker to the right. So fullback is the Harris, and it's going to go to Adams high.
Oh, he brought it. Oh, he's out of bounds.
He catches the ball, but it does go out of bounds. So uses his height to his advantage there, brings the ball in, but he was out of bounds just by about 2 steps.
Man, that showed me he's got some hands.
He does.
He goes up, makes it. I'd ride that mule.
I remember this young man. I want to go back to at least his sophomore year, making some catches over at Goshen, if I'm correct, and maybe even here a couple catches as well. Yeah. So good player. Again, great that Coach Miller shared with us. These guys are very intelligent, high GPA kids, so those are the kind of kids you want to represent.
I'm going back to the well on that. I'm going to see if he can't bring one down.
Yeah, so he's now on the right-hand side. That's Trevor Adams. They're going to motion away from him. He's able to get –
wow. Nothing going.
Yeah, so Jack Webster's swallowed up by at least 3 or 4 Clinton-Massie defenders, the first one being Charlie Hale and then Brody Muterspaw right after that.
Did they get a timeout before the time? Yeah, it looks like 0.9. Looks like they got a timeout before the clock expired.
So they put the ball down at the looks like right at the 10-yard line. It's going to be on the left-hand hash. There's going to be 2 seconds left, so they were able to call that timeout right before halftime. Coach Scott Roth is out talking to his defensive huddle there. I'm sure what he's saying is we're not giving anything up. It doesn't matter if it's 10 yards or not.
You taking 3 points? Or you going for the touchdown here?
No, I think at this point it's time for a touchdown. Unfortunately, with you're that far behind,
wouldn't be a lot of momentum.
Yeah, the points wouldn't be much of a moral victory for you if you're just getting 3 on your way into the halftime break here. So again, maybe sharing a few. Couple shout-outs we're going to continue to send. How about, let's see, living in Harlan, Texas, but visiting Ohio, it's Jenny Irelan. So my other son, Bill, played at Clinton-Massie for years. 2 grandsons, Trent and Brent Holland, played years. So a shout-out as a mother. Her mother had also been a cheerleader.
They said you'll never leave Harlan alive, but that was Harlan, Kentucky, I believe.
There you go. So double tights with the motion going to the right-hand side. Webster sets back. The pass to Adams.
Nice
he
catch,
catches it, but he's knocked down, and that's Carter Frank. Carter Frank, honestly, that's a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Man, he laid a hit there
Absolutely.
right there on
and it was perfect timing. As soon as his hands got on the ball, Carter Frank hit him.
It was beautiful.
And that's a size difference, too. Carter Frank, although a good-sized young man, Trevor Adams is 6'3", 230, and he put the wood on him to keep him out of the end zone. So excellent job by Carter Frank. That's going to bring the second quarter to an end, and that's going to be a 35-0 score with a 10-minute halftime. So as the band sets up, we're going to finish our shout-outs here. Quite a few. We appreciate all the reaching out here
thanks for talking to us.
from all over the country. And we're going to
From Alaska to Texas.
That's right. So go Falcons from Tom and Kathy Rolfe in Wooster, Ohio. Parents of the defensive coach we just mentioned, Scott Rolfe, and grandparents of number 42, Braden Rolfe. So sending some love to the Rolfe family. Also, go Joe Boffman, number 54, from cousins Chase and Joel and Tony, Jordan, cheering you from Jamestown, right up the road. So shout out for Joe Alvarado again and Trey Wilson, number 62. Aunt Tabby wishes she could be there, ladies and gentlemen. And Grandpa and Grandma can't be there because of the COVID, but it is joy to watch on Campus Nation from Michigan. So go Falcons.
Stayed up north.
Absolutely. And said, get that knee healed, Colin Swope. So missing being there. Looks like Colton Trampler is going to be taken off the field by
kind of holding his shoulder there.
Yeah, by Matt Davis, our trainer. So we'll get some information on that here in just a second. Lastly, miss being there, but thank you, Campus Nation, Dan and Belinda from Lebanon, grandparents of the Clinton-Massie Green Boys.
All right.
So we are going to take a break in the broadcast. Oh yeah, the last thing before our band starts to perform here. One of our staff members is actually related to John Roberts Excavating, so just wanted to make that connection and exciting support for CM.
All right.
And we appreciate the support from all of our sponsors, and we'll come back just before the second half starts with more sponsors and just take a moment to enjoy the band. Okay, joining us back is our Campus Nation crowd with 2:30 left in the halftime. We are going to just bring one more recognition to our sponsors here. So Sam's Meats. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef along with deli, cheese, and lunch meats.
Bacon.
Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, and I know you'll never guess this, but guess who's got the best bacon in town?
Sam's, and it makes me think, Lacey, remind me to get up tomorrow morning. Well, I've got a golf outing. But the next Saturday, I'm waking up, or maybe even Monday, I'm getting bacon, and I'm bringing it back, and I'm frying it.
It'll be worth every ounce of gas that you waste to drive up there, I promise you. So Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like this, Goshen Warriors versus Clinton-Massie Falcons. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music Saturdays and trivia Thursdays at Tin Cap located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio. Collett Farms. Collett Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collett Farms Pioneer Seed are farmers just like you. EJ, I don't know if you've known this or seen this, but the technology used in farming nowadays is unbelievable. I know a company that, and this might also be by Pioneer Seed, that uses drones to gather data about the fertilization of certain
soil,
fields.
everything.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, technology, you have to have a master's degree in technology besides just your normal need of farming skill and farming information.
Greatest man I knew was my grandfather. Had 12 kids, was a farmer his whole life, and farming has come a long way since my grandpa was a farmer many years ago. But I'm telling you, they can tell you what's in the soil, if it's good. I mean, it's crazy what they can do. But Collett Farms, nice company out there, up by our house up there on 380.
Collett Farms, a big supporter of Clinton-Massie local schools, has been for years. And I just want to note it here, and we'll say on this broadcast, and I've said it before, that Clinton-Massie local schools, I bet Goshen would say the same thing, was built on the backs of farmers. So Clinton-Massie has a proud tradition of being an agricultural-based society here. We're proud of that. We appreciate that. We appreciate the hard work of our farmers that keep us accustomed to the life that we have nowadays.
If you look out over this sunset, you see these beautiful fields and corn and green bean and bean fields, and you just look out. It's beautiful out here.
Absolutely.
I don't know why anybody want to live anywhere else.
I'm proud to say that we have a soybean field in the back and corn across the street. We have we have horses down the road and corn behind us as well. So, congratulations to our farming community that keeps us afloat. Strong community, and we appreciate their support. John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized in experience in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. It can be said that they just do it all, EJ.
Can they remove tree stumps? Because I got 2 or 3 in my yard I need to remove.
I bet they can do it. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. Again, ladies and gentlemen, 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. The Jeffersonville Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser on Saturday, September 5th from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with a fireworks display at 9 p.m. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown. Family-style dining or carrot options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends. Wouldn't you like to see a fireworks display? I've missed
Yes.
my fireworks displays.
I love fireworks.
Absolutely. Fireworks are a fun time. And you've seen a little bit of fireworks. Segue. You
All
like that?
right, that's right.
Seen a little fireworks here in Clinton-Massie with the Clinton-Massie Falcons up 35-0. Maybe not in the long pass variety, maybe not in the long run variety, but as a former offensive line coach, there is nothing more fun than watching a team go from the 15-yard line and score in about 8 to 10 plays, and it's just 4, 6, 10, 3, 5, 7. I love it. I love every minute of it.
It's amazing. These lines, Massey offensive and defensive line, is just dominating. And it's so impressive. And like I said, this wasn't a fluke last week. I got on the phone at halftime and told my wife they're the real deal.
Yeah.
This team is good. And it's anchored by, of course, we get a lot of credit to Van Hoos and these running backs and Trampler. They're great players.
But they have to have holes. They have to have holes to run through. Absolutely.
Are just playing tonight. So hats off to those lines and all the parents and grandparents that feed these big boys that come in and raid your refrigerator every day. Hats off to you parents for feeding these.
And one of the reasons Clinton-Massie has seen success is also supportive parents because of so many years of sending them to the Strength Lab. The Strength Lab, a company out of Wilmington that does a great job preparing these boys for a long season, and we appreciate their input. We also appreciate all the parents' support of our band members. I've been a part of a lot of band competitions. I've gotten to see things all the way out in Indianapolis. I've seen competitions here in the local Southwest area, and it is unbelievable to see the parent support that comes in for these band members. I've got friends of ours that move entire trailers and bring all this equipment to these band competitions on a regular basis.
Well done.
So great job to the parents. We appreciate all the parent support. And here on Friday night, we appreciate everybody understanding that we are under some restrictions on both of our the amount of people that we're allowed to have and the social distancing that must occur. So much to my surprise, I see Cody Zantini in the kickoff return formation. The ball squib kicked, and it's to Caden Clutter, a former running back himself, and is willing to come in on the power I set. So he gets the ball and is able to advance it. Absolutely, 43-yard line. Just tucked his head down and said, hey, guys, I can do this
I
too.
get a shot.
Absolutely.
I'll take this. I expect to see more of this Massey offensive line just pushing them back, and we'll see if Goshen's got an answer. They unfortunately couldn't get in that last play. Frank made just a stick on, was it Trevor Adams?
Trevor Adams, absolutely.
And man, he made a play. And so, hey, they may want to go for the shutout. And like you said earlier, if we hit this third period, is it all third period that we'll go to a running clock?
Should be.
Okay,
Should be a running clock
lead.
at this point, as long as they stay above 35 points, yeah. So Clinton-Massie brings the ball up in a pistol formation with Van Hoos behind Cody Zantini. It looks like they're going for the option. He pitches the ball. Ooh. A big hit.
6 on 6.
6 on 6 right there. Yeah,
6
Carson.
on 6 violence, baby.
6 on 6. So Carson Van Hoos is able to knock down number 6 for the Goshen Warriors, and that is Andrew Morris. So met a little resistance there from Carson Van Hoos, and he's able to get the 8-yard gain on first down. So definitely that's how you want to start if you're playing Massey.
Van Hoos says, welcome to the pain train, baby. And lays one on them, and it looks like they haven't skipped a beat since
halftime
quarter.
didn't stop anything. So Donald Brewer on your left-hand side as the flanker in a shotgun set, pistol formation with the read going to Carson Van Hoos. He makes one person, slips and miss, and is able to get the first down and move the ball about 4 yards line.
And here we are, moving the chains.
We appreciate all the support it takes to run the Clinton-Massie sidelines here, as well as our cameramen, Corey Price and Chad Muterspaw, our friends at Campus Nation, Rick Phillips.
Way to go, Rick.
Excellent broadcast by Campus Nation yet again, and we appreciate all those checking in. As I have some friends traveling on their way, a former colleague of mine, looks like Kurt Dietrich is saying we appreciate the broadcast as they're traveling for a little Labor Day vacation. So a lot of people in that same boat right now. Shotgun set, Carson Van Hoos to the right, motion to Carter Van Newton. He gets a read, but they pull the ball. Cody Zantini pulls the ball and is able to get, it looks like it's going to be a first down. Oh, then there's going to be a flag come in late into the play. So I think the referees, with my experience in coaching, every once in a while, the refs will try to maybe keep the game a little bit closer in the second half.
Yeah, kind of give a little love to the other team.
Our cameraman's kind of nodding his head, recognizing that that's what we might be seeing here. and you know what? Maybe we got caught doing something we shouldn't have.
They
on
may
that
watch us
play.
closer and say, you know what, that little grab up there by the shoulder, that might have been a hold, so we're going to flag you because maybe keep the competitive balance going on here, but we'll see.
And we appreciate that because we know that the intent here for both teams is to have a good, successful game, a good Friday night competition. You know, there's no intent here to embarrass or dissuade the rest of the season for either team. So, again, that shotgun set, Van Hoos to the right, Carter Van Newton in your flanker position to the left. The ball goes out. Number 11,
pass.
Blake Irelan, little pitch and catch there. He's able to continuously move forward. So you notice he was hit, but still got another 2 yards by turning his body upfield. So Blake Ireland doesn't get a lot of credit for both his speed and his strength. So he is a little
gritty
bit,
too.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit shorter in stature, but don't let that fool you. He'll absolutely
looks like a
you.
Wes Welker out there is what he reminds me of.
Yeah, exactly. A slot type of receiver. So he's going to go out far right to the top of your formation.
You're in the shotgun,
Donald
folks.
Brewer to the left, still in the shotgun pistol formation. Carter Frank on the slot to the left. Again, the option look. Cody Zantini brought down after just about a 3-yard run there, but it's going to be right on the edge of the first down marker, and they are going to give him a first down and move the chains.
I like this. I like this formation. You can take this time to try some different offense. We haven't ran a shotgun, folks, and like this in a long time.
I would say I would maybe go back to your Hunter Fentress days if I'm not wrong there.
But I like it for the fact that once we get into the playoffs and if we're going to make a deep run, man, we've got a lot of options here. And I'm going to tell you something. Zantini can put the ball on the mark, folks. He can put the ball on the mark.
So Clinton-Massie again in the shotgun. This time Van Hoos to the left. The motion goes to Carter Frank. He's able to get the ball. Found maybe a 2-yard gain there on the left-hand side near the left hash mark. Goshen Warriors is still being sportsmanlike, helping other players up, giving a little tap on the back of the head, saying, hey, good run.
Yeah, I've seen it worse between these two teams, kind of, John, but at this point, everyone's just cordial, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I think we all recognize where everybody's at right now, and that's no disrespect to either side of the ball. So Clinton-Massie with the 35-0 lead as you're into your third quarter at 7 minutes and 5 seconds mark left in this third quarter. Ball's right at the 30-yard line. So Clinton-Massie's moving from your right to your left on the TV screen. Big Goshen Warriors up the middle there, but, they've spent a lot of time on the field as a defense at this point during this game. Shotgun snap. Motion comes to Blake Ireland. Ball snap. Looks like a read option. He's able to turn the corner. He makes one person miss. He's going to score, ladies. Oh,
it was after he scored.
Oh. Well, I haven't seen a sign yet. He did lose the ball.
He was a couple yards in.
And now the touchdown goes up. So he
Right.
definitely crossed the plane and broke the plane with the ball in his hand. He did fumble the ball out of bounds on the left-hand side near the back pylon. But that's going to be another score for Clinton-Massie. Now, here's what I'm seeing. If you're another team that has to scout Clinton-Massie and you're seeing this game, no matter who the opponent is, you're seeing formations you haven't seen out of this team.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it for the fact you don't have a long season. So why not, when you're up by this, begin to run some different formations, work on that, so when you get to the playoffs, you've got a variety, and they can't just put 8 guys in the box.
So if I'm Western Brown, if I'm New Richmond, if I'm Batavia, that is a missed extra point for Trevor McGinnis, and I'm telling you, that's going to bother him.
Yeah,
that will bother that
much.
young man. He has worked very, very hard to be accurate. He appreciates his accuracy, and I know that's going to frustrate him.
And
He's
it wasn't by
shaking his head.
much.
No.
Wasn't by much.
I think, honestly, that he had too much power on that one was what the issue. But if you are an opponent of Clinton-Massie in these next couple weeks, now you've set your defense for years and years and years, 8 in the box, right? Yes. You know what Massey's going to do. They're going to try to shove it down your throat. All of a sudden, you're going to watch this film, and whether it's the first series of the second half or not, you're going to notice a shotgun formation, a pistol formation. You're going to notice 4 or 5 different motions. You're going to notice a read option. There was even a pass on the right-hand side. So, that's where that's confusing or it's time-consuming for a defense coordinator now to have to fix a defense for all of those formations plus those different attempts. Colton Trampler, just to notice, is back on the field in this kickoff. Trevor McGinnis has already teed the ball up at the 40-yard line. He lets the ball go, and that's a great kick.
He's upset.
Yeah, he's upset, but it goes out of bounds by about a yard. So you know, you could tell he's a little frustrated, not only just at the missed extra point, but he's not real happy with himself about kicking the ball out of bounds. So that is going to give Goshen nice field position to start this offensive series here in the third quarter for Goshen. Moved the ball at the last time they had it, so what do they do now?
You just try to build on that. I think the clock is going to continue to roll, and you just, at this point, if you can't win the game, which it looks like it's going to be a tough feat for them to do, you want momentum because you got beat last week, you know, by probably two good teams. Bland's a good team. Massey's a great team, I feel like. And you want to get some momentum going into week 3 because we don't have a lot. If you would, Matt, if you get a second, touch up, kind of let the folks know what we're doing for playoffs this year.
Yeah, so the playoffs are going to be everybody that wants to get in can make that notice by September 17th. So Jack Webster with the handoff up the middle there, and he's able to find actually quite a few yards, and he breaks loose after about 2 attempts to tackle him in the mid part of the field. He's able to get off to the right-hand side, and that's going to be a good 20-yard run to start off that series. That's an excellent run.
Nice run.
So you see a couple of replacements. Leighton Bell and Joey Coker coming off the field, and you're going to replace them for your senior offensive lineman, also playing on the defense, Brody Muterspaw and Colton Doyle. You have to make your claim basically.
After week 6, right?
September 17th, you have to say we are in for the playoffs, and then after week 6, you find a seed. Once you're seeded, then you'll play the other opponent. The ball's fumbled. Ball's going to get picked up by Brody Muterspaw. He's able to score.
Let the big dog eat.
My gosh.
Let the big dog eat.
He runs down the left-hand side, and he scores off the fumble recovery. That is an awesome play.
Rumbling, stumbling down.
Look at the offensive lineman all running off the sideline to give him some love.
Baby.
You don't get the ball in the hands of an offensive lineman very much, and that's one of those moments that he's going to remember for the rest of his life.
Way to go, Brody.
Scoop and a score by Brody Muterspaw.
He deserves it.
Oh, what a hard-working kid. He is so excited. He doesn't even know where to go at this point. He's not sure
Folks,
if he
he's
should
a bull
stay
in
on
a
the
china
extra
shop.
point. Yeah. So he scoops that up and scores. He is fired up, and everybody's giving him some congratulations and love. And
I thought,
he's
going to pick this up and get a couple yards. Man, you see why this line's good. They're quick, folks.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the left-hand side. He's able to break even a tackle in the process. This extra point by Trevor McGinnis is up and good through the middle of the uprights, and now 48-0, 5:24 left. But I'll tell you, that's a great moment for the Clinton-Massie backs. Absolutely. So fun for him, fun for the team to watch one of their teammates that probably, you wouldn't expect to score at any point in the year, get a touchdown on a nice run, scoops that up left-hand side, finds that sideline, and just turns on the proverbial Muterspaw Jets.
There it is. Those Muterspaws, they can run, can't they?
Hey, I'll tell you what, they can run, actually.
Run.
Emma Muterspaw is a great cross-country runner for us. So the Muterspaw family showing the wheels.
Shout out to the Muterspaws. Y'all can get it done.
Absolutely.
Good speed there.
So we come back to a kickoff set up here on the right hash for Clinton-Massie. As you said, the 5:24 left with a 48-0 score. Trevor McGinnis tees the ball up at the 40, right hash this time. Let's see if he lets this one loose, and it probably is going to land in a similar spot. This time it's probably going to stay inbound. So Trevor McGinnis with the boot. He gets the ball all the way back to, lands at the 6-yard line, rolls to the 3. They're kind of not sure who's going to get it, and ends up getting into the hands and only brought out to about the 7-yard line. So a little miscommunication there from the Goshen Warrior return men, which unfortunately nets only about a 4-yard gain.
And now we just talk of when we're going to leave our starters in, how long, 48-0, 5 minutes left here in the third period. It'd be good for some of your underclassmen to get in here and get some experience. So it looks a couple new faces out there, but we'll see who's going to play, get some playing time. But I see a lot of the big dogs out there still getting ready to play. And
we'll try to get you a couple names here of some of the substitutes for Clinton-Massie. 24 is Braden Green. Braden Green's going to come onto the field.
Shout out to the Green family.
Yes, actually, Braxton sent us a message just after halftime saying that they're enjoying the broadcast right after a football practice. So I'm sure that's Brendan Lamb and Braxton Green listening from Taylor University. Great players for us over the last few years. So Jack Webster with the scramble off the left-hand side is only able to gain probably about 2 yards there, so it's going to be a 2nd and 8, almost maybe 2nd and 7. Again, we're going to find you a couple names here that may be getting a little bit of time here. But like you said, most of the starters are still in there. I think it's a point to be proven that you got to come in after halftime and still play hard.
Yeah, it won't be long, but they're going to get some action. Trampler shoots that hole. Nice tackle by
off the
Daylon
left-hand
Maple.
side. Yeah, Maple, who's just so fast. I mean, he's a. I know this sounds. He's a quiet fast.
Yeah.
He's a quiet. He's not a big rah-rah guy. He doesn't want a lot of jumping around. He wants to make his tackle and get back to the huddle as soon as possible.
Yeah. Looking great. Who we got next week, Mr. Baker? Who we got on the schedule?
You know, I believe next week. I'll have to figure that out for you. Next week we play.
It's a away game, I believe.
It is. I believe it's Western Brown.
Okay.
If I'm correct, it's
okay.
Western Brown at Western Brown. So we'll talk later on the broadcast and see if maybe Campus Nation is going to be set up. So Jack Webster around the right-hand side.
Ooh, nice hit.
Couple hits actually there.
Yeah.
It looks like Rolfe and Trampler met at the quarterback as he was scrambling to the right-hand side.
Now at this point, the defense says, "Okay, well let's just hang the 0 on them, and let's just keep this shutout going." So looks like the punt team is coming in, and Massie just wants to keep that shutout going for this defense.
Yeah, I'm sure the defense and Scott Rolfe, the defensive coordinator, has said there's an expectation that we're not giving up a single point. So 73 is your long snapper for the Goshen Warriors, which is Connor Hellenthal. So Hellenthal snaps the ball, and it goes out of the back of the end zone, which unfortunately for Goshen is going to be a safety.
Wow.
So that's going to make it 50-0, and then they're going to free kick from, I believe, the 20-yard line. So unfortunately, as things just kind of domino and kind of start to snowball.
This year, 2020.
Yeah, that's
kind
of
2020 for us.
Representation of the year for 2020, where things just aren't going
if it
great
can go
for the
wrong,
Goshen Warriors.
seems like for Goshen it is going wrong here. So Massie looks like they're going to get the ball, and they will punt it away or kick it away. Their option
Just
here.
depending on what they choose. And we don't want to take anything away from Clinton-Massie. They're a great football team. They've come out and they've established themselves as a championship caliber football team by taking an opponent that they felt like they would be able to get up on and then doing what they were expected to do. So at this point, with a 50-0 score and a running clock in the second half, Goshen, I'm sure, is going to have to regroup after this week. And Coach Miller has talked that the Blanchester loss was a little bit of a surprise to him. Maybe this loss is an understanding of kind of where the program's at. They're moving forward. I have a lot of confidence in Greg Miller, not only as a teacher, but as a program leader for Goshen Warriors. So they are going to, looks like they're going to punt
from the
this
20.
ball away. Yep. So they've set up. The kick is to about the 40-yard line. It bounces once, go to Carson Van Hoos. He's able to find a nice crease. And the speed has been turned on, and he wants to return this one all the way. There's only one guy to beat. He gets pushed into the end zone for yet another touchdown.
Wow.
I would say
he looked like he got that ball and wanted to see that.
I tell you, he wanted to score from the minute he put his hands on the ball. There's no doubt about that.
He looked good.
Yeah, just to fill in our Campus Nation listeners and watchers, September 11th is going to be at Western Brown, followed by September 18th at Batavia, September 25th at New Richmond, and then Wilmington is back here at home on the 2nd of October. So fantastic day. 2nd of October happens to be one of the Baker family's birthdays there. So,
and it's one of the Lamb family's birthdays.
There you go, representing.
Little Miss Reese is going to be. I got a teenager in the house now on October 2nd.
That's Big Nader Tater's birthday there, October 2nd. Yeah, so shout out to Nate in San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, thanks for serving, Nate.
Absolutely, running through his AIT out there after basic at Fort Sill. So another score here by Clinton-Massie on a free kick return, on a punt return basically. And as soon as Carson Van Hoos touched that ball,
he was moving.
I'm scoring.
And he didn't take the outside, man. He
he ran right through the crease.
In the middle.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, he looked like the first run of the game. That was fast.
Yeah, he's fresh.
That was fast. Yeah,
you can tell he's fresh, folks.
He was definitely a man on a mission at that point. So, bringing the kickoff team back out for what seems like quite a few times this evening. I mean, when you score 57 points, you're going to see a whole lot of the kickoff team. So, back onto the field is your. See Dawson Conley out there. Braden Rolfe is out there. Looks like Shane Baker's out there. Colton Trampler's out there. Daylon Maple, Charlie Hale, Caden Clutter. And then on the far side, I believe that's our Braden Green there to finish in the gunner side on the far end. So Trevor McGinnis tees the ball up on the 40-yard line next to Nate Wildermuth. The kick is up. Looks like he's
Nice
trying
high
to pin
kick,
it.
yeah.
Trying to pin on the right-hand side. Caught at the 11-yard line. Tries to cut across the grain, which he's able to do.
Yeah.
A lot of speed there by
Yeah,
number
another
21.
good return.
He goes out of bounds after a nice little hit by, looks like Braden Rolfe was able to.
He said hello.
Yeah, he definitely said hello to him.
Quick question. I'm still thinking
Yeah.
about these playoffs. Maybe I'm thinking too quick, too soon. I'm just curious. Once we get past week 6, is it going to be neutral field or home field for a couple weeks?
So
or?
right now they're saying that all the way through the regional finals, it could be at a higher seeded field. So let's just
Okay.
say, for example,
Okay,
Clinton-Massie comes out of that particular area at number 1 or number 2, and if they were to play a lower seed over those next 3 weeks into the regional finals, they would actually have home field advantage each one of those weeks through that regional final. So that's the way it's set right now. OHSAA, I'm sure, has the opportunity to make those changes as needed.
Yeah.
Shout out to OHSAA. They're going through a lot right now. It's a completely unique time. They're trying to keep their head above water as finances are definitely a struggle when you don't have spring tournaments, when you don't have some of the money that you expect coming in from ticket sales, and knowing that our reduced gates here are not going to be as strong for the playoffs either.
Yeah, kudos to them for just getting us football and getting us out here on a Friday night. Everyone is having to adapt on the fly. I mean, we're talking from works, schools, churches. Everybody has to adapt to kind of a new normal. And so, hey, we're out here and we're having football. Like you said earlier, we didn't know, a few weeks ago if we'd have football.
Absolutely.
So we're thankful we can get out here and you guys can join us on Campus Nation. Like I said, had a lot of people saying, I'm just so thankful we can at least watch it. If we can't be there, at least we get to watch the broadcast. So thanks for hanging with us.
We thank our friends at campusnation.com,
Yes.
our cameramen that are working hard here on the sidelines and up here in the box, and we appreciate you, EJ, joining us now for a second week in a row representing campusnation.com.
Yeah, we're having fun.
So a
Nice throw.
long pass to number 1, almost brings that in, and for Goshen, number 1 is, we'll get you a name here, ladies and gentlemen. That is Ferris, Raphael Ferris, I believe, a senior. So again, it is mentioned by Coach Miller that some of these guys are seniors, but haven't had a lot of playing experience or varsity experience. So although they look a little older on the depth chart, the varsity experience is something they're still gaining in these first couple games.
Yeah, good throw there. Almost made
Absolutely.
the play, but just couldn't make it happen.
So at this point, I think they're content to just run the clock out. They're running a option to the right. The ball's given to the running back. Webster fakes off to the right after that give, and I think is looking for the next play. Just at this point, content to try to get this clock over and try to get off to the sidelines as quick as possible. So a quick additional shout out. I'm hearing from a lot of my former friends and colleagues from Goshen Middle School. I, again, spent a couple years there. Goshen does a great job and services their kids in a wonderful way. Thad Lewis listening to us there from the internet space. So Goshen's able to kind of roll and bowl down to, it looks like the
Close
40.
to a first.
Yeah,
they're
they're going to give it to him. They're going to give him that first down.
It's one of those
so,
close calls. We'll go ahead
yeah,
and
we'll,
give it to
we'll
you.
go ahead and give it to him, especially at the 43-yard line down at this point, 57-0. That's not too much of an ask.
Looks like a little bit of the Goshen offensive line's a little bit winded now, but they're moving the ball. It'd be nice to get a little momentum here. And but I think Massey's wanting to hang that 0. I think they went this far, and they're like, you know what, let's just hang the goose egg. Let's get a shutout.
But I think it's very important to Coach Greg Miller to end this game with a score to give him, like you said, a little momentum into the practice week. So
sure. Nice run.
Absolutely, a nice run. He gets tripped up just a little bit on the turf there, but getting a first down on the first down run is our Goshen Warrior. Looks like, who's that number? Jersey's a little crinkled there, so we'll try to get you a number here in just a second. But a nice run there on the first down by Goshen. It's going to put them at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Running clock at 9:27 left in the fourth quarter. Orbit motion goes to Lovins. Lovins gets hit out of bounds.
Gets no love there.
Yeah, no love there for him, the Clinton-Massie defense. So he's going to get knocked out of bounds. Only going to gain, actually he's going to just be given the line of scrimmage there. So about 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Goshen trying to get a little something going here. They've definitely moved the ball over these last 3 minutes or so. So hopefully be able to get a score before the end of this game, as you said, to give a little momentum
get a little
for
momentum.
practice. So
Sure.
orbit motion again. Ball goes to the fullback. He
And
stopped on the initial drive, but able to push forward for about a yard or so.
About a yard. These guys have worked hard and, played in these unusual circumstances. You want to see them get a little momentum for their sake. And I know Massie, that defense is saying, nah, we don't want to give you any momentum, any touchdowns. But, a program like this that's on the up and up, like I said, they haven't had a losing record in 5 years.
Yeah.
And so they've got a little self-respect they want to end with.
That's Andrew Morris, Goshen fans. That's in the backfield right now with those last couple carries. Ball's going to be brought out and scrambled by Jack Webster. Makes one guy miss, a third guy miss, a fourth guy miss, 2 bad tackles, and then he's getting a first down, and there's going to be a flag from the defensive backfield for a face mask, so you're going to tack on a few more yards after this.
Yeah, and looked good. He was shifty, got in the open field, made some plays on that defense, which is a good defense. And so he's making some plays there, and it looks like, they're going to get another – 10 or 15 yards on the face mask.
Yeah, this is a lot of tenacity shown by Jack Webster. I mean, I want to compliment this young man to say, hey, you're down 57-0, and it looks like he's running for the score to end the game.
Yeah, he's playing his heart out. Yeah. Kudos to him.
Absolutely. That's what the leadership that Greg Miller talked about shows when you're making plays like that deep into this game. Lovin's in the orbit motion, the fake to the fullback, the pass out to the right-hand side.
Got it.
He's able to bring it in and score. So that's a score for Goshen.
Nice play, fellas.
Beautifully placed pass by Jack Webster to, it looks like, I believe they're going to say is that Morris? I want to make sure, or is that number 8? Looks like number 8 for the Goshen Warriors, which would be Daryl Carnahan. So Daryl Carnahan, I believe, with that score for Goshen. So with 7:20 left, it's going to be 57-6 right now, and the point after attempt is coming from Tracker Newberry, the junior kicker, number 30 for the Goshen Warriors. They set up for the extra point attempt. Snap is up, hold is down, kick.
Looks good.
It's good.
Nice kick.
So 57-7 is going to be your score, and just what Goshen needed. I mean, if the game were to end right now, that's the best they could ask for, to score on their last offensive possession, to at least go into the practice week so they can build on something. So we'll get to see the kickoff team for Goshen here for the second time, I believe, this evening. Or actually, it might be just the first time we've seen them, because I believe we kicked off to start the game, and we did. No, so second time. So second time this evening, we'll see the kickoff team.
We'll see who's back. It was Antini
I'm
as a kick returner.
Thinking it's not going to be him.
Yeah. Maybe get some experience for these underclassmen here and let them get out there and get their feet wet in some varsity action. And you never know when you're going to be called upon, so maybe a little action here for some of these guys.
Carter Ute and Blake Irelan are going to be your deep receivers here for the kickoff return. Dalen Maple still out there. Caden Clutter still out there. Dawson Conley still out there. Donald Brewer still out there. So you got quite a bit of starters still, maybe a couple exchanges.
Getting ice cream at East Clinton. What's going on here? Homemade ice cream.
So Goshen's going to start this defensive series with a little bit of momentum from their offense, at least getting a score and getting the shutout off the table. So rightfully, Clinton-Massie takes the fair catch.
Yeah, it just goes down.
Knees down to make sure that there's no exchange of that ball back to the. That's Tyler Keck. Tyler Keck with a fair catch, puts his knee down to get the ball turned over to his offense immediately. Still have the starting offensive line. You still see Muterspaw in there. Colton Doyle's in there. For Clinton-Massie. Looks like a couple changes have went. You're going to see Gabe McDowell more than likely in the backfield. And then coming in, I believe that should be Keegan Lamb, number 15 in your program. Yep, that's Keegan Lamb, which is your sophomore quarterback that's taken over the quarterback duties here with the Wishbone backfield. Donna Brewer still your flanker to the right. Keegan's smart enough to know we're going to eat up as much clock as possible. We're going to watch that back judge. He puts his hand up. Now he gets under center to take the snap. Ball goes to, I believe that's McDowell. Yeah, I believe that's Gabe McDowell's going to get the first carry here in this offensive series.
Is Lamb a sophomore, number 15?
He is,
okay.
Yeah, sophomore Keegan Lamb. He constructed a win against Alter's JV team this past Saturday.
Yeah, I've seen they got the win.
Yep, that's a great. Anytime you can sweep Alter in a weekend, we'll take that all day long. So Keegan waits for the ball, or sorry, for the play to come in.
Taking their time getting that in. 5:33 on the clock.
And should at this point eat as much time as you possibly can. So play being brought into the game by number 23. That's Bryce Scalf. Bryce Scalf brings that play into the game. Gets set on the left flanker position. That run is going to go to the left side of the offensive line. We'll get you a number here in just a second. Looks like that's number 8. That's Gavin Hunter, a sophomore, 5'8", 150-pound running back. That's going to get the carry there for this, we'll say this JV backfield. Dawson Conley is going to go limping off the field there.
And you see that big defensive line of Goshen. They're not wanting to give anything up here.
Absolutely not.
They're not going to give anything away. And so kind of see the difference here between these boys and Massie trying to move the ball.
Grant Moorman also in on your left-hand side at the flanker position. Keegan Lamb sees the hand go up by the back judge, gets under center, snaps the ball, flips it to Gabe McDowell.
Big number 40.
Yeah, Trevor Adams. Honestly, though, congrats to Trevor Adams and everything he's done over the last couple of years.
Didn't hear a lot from him tonight.
Didn't, unfortunately. It just seemed like the game wasn't going his way. Maybe the runs weren't going towards him. But hadn't called his name out too much this evening. I know that Coach Miller's going to count on him for the rest of this year to make sure that defense is anchored and doing the best they can. I also don't see number 41. That would have been Logan Harrison that we had mentioned earlier in the game as their defensive leader. I know he did go off at some point, which looked under an injury timeout. So we wish that young man luck and make sure that he's healed up and ready to go for next week.
Mm-hmm.
So Trevor McGinnis is going to get the punt about the 20-yard line. And it looks like at this point, Carter Uten's going to come late into the formation there. Snaps his helmet up, gets ready for a punt by Trevor McGinnis. Calls for the ball. Ball sent back. Nice kick. Fair catch is called. That's going to be right at the 30-yard line. They're going to
call a flag.
Yeah, they're going to call a flag
as he walked by. That's petty.
They're going to call a flag, and honestly, technically that would have been a penalty because he didn't make a fair catch, and I believe one of our players touched the ball after he had secured it, and they were down in it. So okay. So give the Warriors a couple extra yards, which is fine. Help them maybe move the ball just a little bit down the field with 3:22 left and a 57-7 score. So it's been a productive second half for the Clinton-Massie Falcons. The varsity line and running backs have stayed in for a majority until this last series. And then
looks like the big boys are still in for Goshen. And they're going to come up, get a few extra yards. And it looks like the ref's going to call that one by the letter of the law.
Yes.
And looks like they're going to get almost to midfield here.
So on the 46-yard line, right to left is your Goshen Warriors from your TV screen. Looks like, I believe that's Collins is going to come in, a senior transfer from Lebanon. He gets a snap or two here on defense. He's actually close to that tackle. So got a couple other, Shane Baker, I believe, is in the game. Nathan Wildermuth is in the game. Joey Coker's still in the game. Dalen Maple's still in the game. Charlie Hale's still in the game. So not quite wholesale changes. Donald Brewer's going to stay in on defense this time.
2:45 left in the fourth period here.
Goshen Warriors with the option look. The give is to the fullback. They're actually going to get stacked up.
Push him back.
Yep, he's going to stop. And the ball ends up back in the hands of Jack Webster. So might even fool the broadcasters here. It looked like he did give the ball to the fullback, but he ends up with the ball and stopped at the initial line of scrimmage. Maybe about a gain of 1 there.
Yeah, we got about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 coming up for Goshen, they're going to try to convert this.
So as the viewers watch the rest of this game, EJ, tell us what's on tap in your mind for Clinton-Massie. You had asked before maybe what are the areas that need a little bit more fine-tuning. What have you seen here tonight that leads you to think that there's a few things still to fix here for Clinton-Massie as they go through the rest of the season?
You're probably right on the DBs because our one score was, but it was a great catch, by the way, for
great pass
Goshen.
too,
Yeah, just a good. But that's where they kind of got us a little bit. So we'll work on that game. But I don't, honestly, folks, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. They're really impressive tonight. Offensive line, defensive line, specialty players. Maybe, sure up those DBs a little bit, but everybody is just playing solid tonight and motivated.
If you were going to nitpick, and this is truly nitpicking for the sake of broadcasting, I mean, maybe special teams. There's been a few
yardage,
a little bit yards. I mean, when you get, like you said, in those playoff games where,
a yard matters.
Count. Absolutely. First downs count, and you gave up a few on special teams. That the punt coverage was good, but maybe the punt return, maybe catching those balls in the air and try to maybe make a little something extra happen, especially in a game that's a lot closer in score. So those are a couple things that maybe the coaching staff is going to look at and say, okay, these are where we can look at improvements. Second man through on the counter play is met by Shane Baker and Charlie Hale. It's trying to strip the ball. It's even at the last minute. They're trying to, get the ball. They're still hungry for another score, whether it's from the defensive side or turn the ball over for their offense to end this game with their hand in the ground there. So a couple exchanges in the last minute here for defense. I believe that's Keck back into the game on the defensive side of the ball, replacing Braden Rolfe.
Looks like this might be the last play.
I think so. So for those of you joining us at campusnation.com or through YouTube, we appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Yes.
We're hoping to set things up for next week, but we're not guaranteed to be on air through Campus Nation. We're still working out a few things with Western Brown High School. So
right now, Western Brown is down 42-30. New Richmond up on Western Brown 42-31 at the half.
So New Richmond up 42-31 on Western Brown, the opponent next week for the Clinton-Massie Falcons. So that's going to bring your game to an end here with 0-0 on the clock. 57-7 is going to be the final score. So I guess at this point, what are you taking away from the game other than, a dominating performance from yardage, a dominating performance in pretty much every aspect for Clinton-Massie?
Well, you just keep building. After last week, I wanted to see if they'd come out here motivated. They looked as motivated this week as they did last week when they beat Alter. And so they came out here, and you just keep building and say, we got a short season, guys. Let's learn, put these new wrinkles in the offense. I like that they did that. Just keep building on what you're doing, and they're going to have a successful season, no doubt.
Yeah, and just a little note here that we failed to mention. A.J. Avery, which is now on the coaching staff for the Clinton-Massie Falcons, actually taught last year and coached for the Goshen Warriors. So you saw an exchange there at the very end of the game where probably 6 to 7 Goshen players came over to kind of slap high fives, give him a little love, and spread a little love to A.J. We were lucky enough to get him over here at Clinton-Massie in the middle school to teach for us, and I think he's been a great addition, and we appreciate his change to come back home.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn down when you're coming back home.
Yeah, come back home. And hats off to Goshen. Got him a touchdown there at the last minute. It's hard when you're down like that, and every break goes against you. So kudos to them for not fighting, stop fighting through that second half.
Yeah, I'd still use the term gritty. I mean, unfortunately, it just didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. I think there's a little bit of an issue with conditioning because the defensive line was just on the field so much.
Yeah.
They just time after time, it seemed like there was 10 to 12 play drives, and then as soon as the offense came on, they were off.
Yeah.
So when you don't sustain drives as an offense, your defense gets really, really tired. So we appreciate, again, those joining us at campusnation.com. We appreciate all those putting on the production this evening. First and foremost, our cameraman, Corey Price, right in front of us here in the booth. Chad Muterspaw was our end zone camera operator. Rick Phillips is our production engineer and the mastermind and brains behind this whole campusnation.com. I'm sure he gives some credit to his wife as well. So, EJ, appreciate your time this evening.
It's
great
fun.
job broadcasting. Our crew up here in the press box as well, Matt Hale and Chad Haney. The rest of Mr. Powell is taking care of our clock, so we appreciate all that from those gentlemen and those on the sideline, whether it's the trainers, Matt Davis, Cindy Running working with us on the athletic staff. Benny Carroll, our interim high school AD, doing a great job for us, and I appreciate his extra efforts to make sure this goes as smooth as possible each evening on a Friday night here at Frank Ireland Field to see your Clinton-Massie Falcons beat your Goshen Warriors 57-7. Thank you for joining us, and as always, be safe.
All right.